This is Andy Beccaro.
And this is Jared Susney.
And you are entering The Bottomless Vault, where we explore the intricacies
and the absurdities
of old school magic. This is our first episode.
Wow. Finally.
This is, my name is Andy Beccaro, and this is, I'm joined by Jared Susney.
Hi.
We've been having this discussion on starting a podcast for a while, and we finally got around to recording our first episode.
I don't know how you lot that do this all the time are able to do this consistently, but kudos. What a pain in the ass just trying to get this put together for today. But we're doing it.
I mean, just the scheduling alone is annoying.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But we're here, and we've blocked some time off to talk about Magic the Gathering, old school, and a hobby that we love. And I think we're going to focus on the recent Yeticon.
We went to Colorado to plplay Magic.
Yeah, we braved the mountains of Denver and decided to go for the first. It was my first time going to Denver, and
certainly my first time to Denver, and also the first time I've actually gotten on a plane to go to an old school event, which was sweet. I'm kind of spoiled for choice being in New Jersey, where you could attend events in PA and New York and that kind of thing. So it was cool to finally hop aboard a plane and go see some different crews.
Oh, so you've never gotten out of the local area or driving distance, quote unquote.
Yeah, driving distance. Even though I've played in 20 some odd events at this point, like this is the first one I had to buy a plane ticket. And
yeah, well, this is the event. I mean, this was great. Yeah. Going into this event was organized by the Rocky Mountain Yetis, and Jared Miller was the head organizer. I'm sure he had help. His wife was there, who was behind the scenes helping out. So shout out to them and everyone else from the Yetis that contributed to an awesome event. But knowing this is now their second or third. I think it's their.
This was Yeticon 3.
This is Yeticon 3. I missed the first two. And I was told by Jared, who I knew I've known him for a couple of years now. I met him at Chalice, and he told me about the event, and he was kind of bigging it up, and he told me that it's great value. So I said, I have time, and I'll head out there. So
you would only go if you were getting value.
I got to get value. You got to get value. This is.
I was drawn to this event personally because I've been friends with Joe, also namesake Yeti Nash, for quite some time now. So it was cool to meet him for the first time, and also we wound up rooming with him, Andy and I. But also I'm a big fan of good old school content, and one of the Yetis, Corey Hansen, has been doing match videos for their events since they started, and they're super sweet. He does like this really cool like Mega Man 2 style like battle screen, and in the past he's commentated by himself on them, and it's been like really, really excellent for one person. I think he has a co-com for the new ones. I don't think they've dropped yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. So it was exciting for me to see them, just a group putting so much passion into their events.
Yeah, and he was there. He was recording, so he's starting to put out the videos from the event. And hopefully I offered to co-commentate, so hopefully I'll get to commentate on a couple of matches and just help him out. But I think he does it in bits and pieces. So shout out to him for putting out that stuff, because we're all starved for Magic content, and that's kind of the impetus to this podcast too, because I kept complaining that there wasn't enough old school Magic content to watch.
Andy and I have resorted to listening to pre-modern content just to get our pick. We're both absolute addicts.
It's true. I listen to pre-modern, and I have no idea what any of the cards do.
Yeah, don't know any of the cards. Don't play the game, the format. but I listen to every single all the pods.
Just
Just can't get
because I like to hear and talk about magic, and so
enough.
this, so we're kind of trying to
Yeah, rein it in.
solve our own problems here
Yeah,
and put out some
yeah,
content.
yeah.
So
We're reining it in.
yeah, yeah. Um, but getting back to the event, Jared Miller, yeah, he put on a great event, and it's great that you got out there for your first travel experience, because
Good.
this was a
Yeah.
lot of value. It was, and then when I decided to get out there, um, Denver's really cheap. I mean, compared to, I mean, I'm coming from New Jersey, New York City area, so anything's cheap, but it's like really inexpensive and stuff. So it was
Uh,
definitely worth it.
for Andy, baby, I'm flying out of Newark, New Jersey, so I got railroaded by United prices. So my flight was prohibitively expensive, but that didn't matter because I signed up for this immediately, and it did sell out rather quickly. But didn't matter. Totally worth it, even with the painfully expensive plane ticket.
Well, I bought my tickets like 2 or 3 months before, but I still got,
I
I
got it 6 weeks. I got it 6 weeks in advance, dude. The flight sucked. Like Newark sucks. You're married to United. There's nothing good about it. It's terrible. Let's move past this. I'm just gonna get more and more aggravated.
there was yeah, my flight got delayed, so I did not get there. I was supposed to get there a Friday night. No, I'm sorry, Friday afternoon at 2. Everybody was getting there at like 8 in the morning. I don't know, you guys picked the cheapest flight or something, but I ended up getting a 4-hour delay of Frontier because they decided that they can do it to whoever they want. um
I'm gonna
so
say
that
I'm
was
gonna
a
say this.
bummer.
I'm gonna say this. I got there early because I wanted to be there, settle in a little bit. I will say Denver International Airport has some absolutely choice places to post up and wait for a bunch of nerds. I ate at this place called Root Down for breakfast. Had a bunch of stellar cocktails. Like what a great
I
airport.
mean, you guys were drinking early.
I,
You, would you
I
get
had
there
my
like
first
8
cocktail
a.m.?
at 8:45 a.m.
Jeez,
Awesome.
man, it's a little eye opener.
Yeah. Uh,
But yeah, you guys
anyway,
were, and it's funny because there weren't any games of Magic played, of old school Magic played.
so
When
I
who
locked
did you
up.
meet up with?
Yeah, so I locked up with Joe Yeti Nash at Denver National. He was already having a beer with Brian Vegso from the Vegas crew, and then we were joined shortly thereafter by Brian Urbano, who I hadn't got to meet yet. Super great guy, insane collection.
Yeah, from the Deep Spawners. Yeah.
Brief corollary. The other thing about this, the Yeticon, is that their side event was actually for sorcery, which I've not played at all. I'm interested in, but a lot of the guys were super jazzed about sorcery. As was Brian. He seemed like he was more
It's
interested in sorcery than actual magic.
the Beasts of the Bay have been trying to push it's gotten to like comical levels. They've been trying to push the sorcery thing. It just, on me especially, and I keep resisting because I don't need another card game in my life right now. And so it's gotten to the point where I kind of troll them into into thinking that I'm into it, but I'm really not. And it's kind of hilarious. But they're really into it.
We
Some of
might be
the
slightly getting ahead of ourselves here, but Andy did have the idea of going to the side event for sorcery the following day and just keep asking people questions about magic. And I was like, well, that would be very funny. Like, maybe don't do
I
that.
volunteered to be a sorcery judge, but you know, at this point they're just ignoring everything I say. But
The game seems sweet. The art's sweet. I love everyone's enthusiasm about it. I just like same thing with you. Like massive time suck. Don't want to buy anything else. I'm gonna spend money. I'm still gonna spend on magic cards. So we're no longer going to talk about sorcery, even though it was a side event for the rest of this podcast.
yeah, yeah. So you met up with, so you had a couple guys there. I didn't
Yeah,
get there until
yeah,
6.
yeah. Andy
So
screwed us by showing up late. Nash and I went to the Airbnb, Andy's that he booked, and hung out there for a little bit, and then Jeremy Chen had set up a dinner for us at a place called
ooh,
Farm
what was the name of that?
Table.
Urban
And
Market or something?
what's that?
What was the name of the restaurant?
I believe it was called Farmer's Table,
Yeah, Farmer's Table.
which was kind of like a frou frou steakhouse kind of thing. Not super frou frou. It was like industrial chic, whatever. Fairly good meal. Probably unnecessarily long and expensive. The table was really long. It was kind of awkward meeting a bunch of new people sitting at this like.
That was the longest meal I've ever had in my life.
Uh,
And it's yeah, I mean, I'm a vegetarian. We're at a steakhouse, and I think the guy, our waiter, was trolling me a little bit because I was asking for vegetarian options, and he said, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait to order that at least 45 minutes." I'm hungry because I've been on Frontier and in the airport and chosen not to eat because I'm showing up for dinner. So I'm
our
expecting to eat something.
our waiter coincidentally, and I was sitting right next to Andy. Our waiter coincidentally was from Parsippany, New Jersey, so he obviously has some built-in troll in him. And there are literally no vegetarian appetizers at all. And Andy was just like hungry as
So
hell.
shout out to the waiter. Good,
Yeah,
well
shout out to the
played,
waiter. What a guy.
well played.
Definitely punted a little bit though on the sides. Mega punt. Anyway,
Yeah,
any ordered like a cauliflower main dish, and he's like, "Oh yeah, but that's gonna come out the entrees, so you're not gonna get that for like 45 minutes."
yeah. So
It was,
whatever.
it was cauliflower.
I just digested my own stomach
Anyway,
and sucked it up.
yeah,
Um,
it was a nice meal.
my
We
ex,
who's
those
who's that
steaks looked a little dry. I'm just saying.
guy?
I'm not the expert here, but
I did read on the plane briefly. Like I'm a bit of a bon vivant, so if you go to Denver, one thing you want to have if you are a meatitarian is to get a bison steak, and this is one of the places that you absolutely want to do that at. And I had a like 10-ounce ribeye bison steak au poivre. I asked for it mid rare, came out still bison mooing a little bit, but it was still excellent.
drinks
Uh,
were great.
yeah.
I think that was the highlight.
But we did eventually wind up with a 16-person table, which took a while for everyone to come in. We had some of the Desert Twisters come in, Justin Waddy and his wife, and
Mm-hmm.
another guy, Chris, whose last name I think I'm forgetting, and his wife or partner. And it was a nice dinner. It was just like way long, and like Andy and I just wanted to play Magic, and we did literally none of that until we got
It
back.
was a great table for drafting. Nice long table. I mean, we could have done a cube right there, but
Not a Magic card to be seen.
nobody was hearing it. So at this point, we're I don't know eight. You're 8 hours. Wait, you got there at 8, 16, 12. You're like 10 to 12 hours into the day, and you have yet to play a game of Magic.
Haven't even seen a Magic card apart from when I whipped them out at the airport when I was by myself to try and sort my sideboard out. But yeah. Very frustrating. Like I'm one of those people like I'm going to these things like I just want to play Magic with as many different people as possible. So this was a nice experience, but ultimately horribly disappointing. So
So needless to say, we left there, headed back. Joe and well, the three of us, and we did some last minute play testing or playing at the B and B.
we did not. Joe is a lump, and he went to bed immediately.
Did he?
Yeah. You and I played AAA for a bit, and you absolutely rinsed me.
Didn't he?
No,
I
that
thought
was
he
the
was
next.
gonna.
That was the next day.
Oh, it was the
He
next day. He was gonna be on Reanimator, and he changed it up. I
that
could have
was
sworn we were talking about his Shazams and how he didn't really wasn't used to playing the deck or something. And Joe,
that was
the few times that I've played Joe, I've actually never beaten Joe in a quote unquote sanctioned old school match, and I played him like 2 or 3 times, and every time I play him, he's playing shops. So he wasn't playing. He was not on shops, and I think he ended up being on um black, like multicolor black. That's what he.
it was mostly blue black.
Yeah, like a blue black,
Yeah,
good stuff
Shazam,
Shazam build.
these like hymns, and then like side blasts for reach. Like
And I distinctly remember him saying, "I have to play around balance." He was very scared of balance
he
or
was
something,
very worried about
to the
balance.
point where he was, I think, being too conservative. But I thought that happened the first night. I guess not.
You might have discussed it for a little bit, but he went to bed very quickly, and you and I jammed some AAA. During
Yeah.
which time you smashed my face in, and I believe won 4 cards for me or something like that. One off a contract from below, which I still lost the game on. So technically 3 games, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
So the game, the so that was night one. Night two, Actually, I mean, the tournament, if you guys don't even already know, there have been a couple podcasts about the event, and it's using Mountain Yeti rules, which is basically Atlantic, except that you're allowed 2 strip mines and 1 city in a bottle. And Falling Star has a maximum of 2 targets. Mountain Yeti, of course, is 3-4, and I think everything else is similar. They had Jared was doing some erratas to all the cards with the death in it, the Death Lace, Death Ward, Death Grip, Took Near Deathlock, and Return Enchantress, since green doesn't have a death card. But
I think what they're doing with Enchantress, Andy, is actually making that part of the Mountain rule set that Enchantress has.
oh, really?
Protection from red and protection from white.
Oh, so they wanted to test it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So the event was called Yeticon 3 Death's Door. So like, yeah, they had changed Death Lace, Death Ward, and took near Death Lock, which they changed the name to Tuck Near Death Clock, and made it a completely different creature. We all decided that these cards were a little bit hard to understand and ultimately utterly useless. We talked to Jared about this before the event. While it was kind of a cool thing, I feel like it was a little bit half-assed. They could have just made the cards like better so they could have been playable, but like not many people used them.
I tried, and I tried. The Death Ward was the one that kind of called to me because I thought you can abuse it because it's in addition to just regenerating target creature. If you play the Death Ward at any time you play sorcery, you may instead return target creature card from your graveyard to play with 2 death counters on it. And what a death counter is basically the creature gets -0, -1 for each counter. And then during your upkeep, you take off a death counter. And whenever they don't have any death counters, you exile it. And if for whatever reason it gets killed or leaves the battlefield before this happens, you exile it instead. So basically, it's like an animate dead-ish kind of card for 1 casting cost, but you only get to keep it around for 2 upkeeps.
2 upkeeps, but it's also like you lose 1 during the upkeep, so it's not the kind of thing you.
So it's really just 1 attack.
Yeah, you don't play it at the end of your opponent's turn. So like, yeah, it was just, I don't know. They were too narrow, and I don't even remember what.
So I was like, let me put Concordant Crossroads in there so you can get another extra attack out of it. Let me get, what was I doing with this thing? I don't know. I was doing like some bizarre shenanigans, and that didn't work. We ultimately said that it sucked.
24 hours to figure out that these cards are not playable, and they and just to post face this, like none of the cards we're seeing in the top.
It's funny. Joe was telling me, he was saying Death Grip's so good. No, what about Death Grip? It's so good.
He went out and bought beta Death Grips just to play them,
and he didn't even play any.
No.
I don't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. He was very high on them. I think he just wanted to own beta copies. Which
it's just an excuse. We all make excuses to buy cards, which is
let's
as good an excuse as any, I guess.
Death Grip was basically the same exact card except for 4 black and tap. You could sacrifice it, I believe, to like remove a creature or something. It was just awful. It was god awful. But anyway, let's move past this.
It was bad, and not that many people played any of this stuff. So whatever. Yeah. But anyway, so we headed over to the event. It's me, Jared Stesney.
Hi.
Joe Nash, aka Yeti.
Hey.
Woohoo! We're walking over to the event, Yeticon. And did some play testing this morning. Got out the kinks. Feel like we're all ready, right?
It's fine.
Ready to turn cardboard sideways. Yes.
Joe says there's going to be a lot of Arabian aggro. That's his prediction. A lot of Arabian aggro, a lot of shops, and a couple decks, right?
Yeah. And Blood Moon.
And Blood Moon, because red's going to be popular, I guess.
Yeah.
And The Mountain Yeti is 3-4 for this event, so we'll see if he makes an appearance. I'm pretty sure we'll. What do we have, like 60 people? 60?
I think it was 64.
64.
But we might be down to like 54, 56.
Okay.
Lots of bailers. A lot of people bailing last minute.
No,
It's disappointing.
I think there's going to be a lot of... From what I heard, this won the prize for most bang for your buck tournament. That's what Jared Miller was telling me.
Okay.
So I think people will go out of their way to like make it here. It's definitely very cheap to get here. Like I think I got like round trip for like $100.
How much?
Like $100.
What?
Yeah, is that bad? That's good.
My flight was like $533.
Oh my God.
Mine was
No value.
320 after
Oh my
tax.
God. Well, I did buy I bought my tickets like months ago.
I did mine a month ago.
Yeah. So
I thought I was in the sweet spot. I thought I was like 6 weeks. But I guess there's no more sweet spot.
another punt.
Another big juicy. Well, I could have got a cheaper flight, but the times really sucked. So I had to, just lay it out there.
Well, anyway, so I won out on that one, like apparently.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be 6 rounds. Top 8? No,
Yeah, top 8.
Top eight. Cut to top 8.
There will be video recordings to be narrated after the fact.
Oh, like post commentary, whatever.
Yeah, post commentary.
Okay.
And their content is superlative. It's excellent.
Who's gonna be the? Oh, they put out their own content. We can make a left here, actually. I guess we should cross first. So this is Denver. I've never been to Denver, and it's very sprawling. I would say very sprawling. That's how I would describe it. We at some point we have to make a left. I hope the audio quality on this thing is okay. Jared punted.
Well, I had to leave in a panic because I didn't set my alarm correctly, so I had to make concessions.
Have you been to you've been to last year's, right?
Oh, I've
Joe?
been to all 3 Yeticons. This will be the 3rd.
And this is going to be a new event space.
A new venue, yeah.
Okay. And the first 2 are the same place?
Yeah, first 2 years was the same place, Green Mountain Brewery in Lakewood. So it's west of Denver.
What'd you think? It was good? You had a good time, like,
Oh yeah, it was great.
whatever. It's fine.
Denver's fine.
Denver's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
What happens if we, like, go in early? He gets charged or something?
Some guy gave a whole speech about this. If you walk in the venue, you're extending your time, and they could bill you for another hour just because someone walked in the door a minute early or something, which seems just wholly unnecessary.
A little touch much there. So, we're just gonna hang out outside, I guess. I don't know. All
It's a
right.
nice, brisk 49 degrees out.
Is it? Seems
I like
warm.
it.
Seems warmer than
I like this temperature. It's not bad.
that. That's nice.
All right, we're talking about the weather, so clearly we have nothing else to talk about. So I'm going to end this recording, and we'll pick it up when we have something more interesting. The spot that they picked out was the most metal. It takes the prize for the most metal tournament I've ever been to.
Do you realize you just turned into Chris Walken there for a second? The spot,
The spot
that they picked out.
that they picked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I've been to too
Jared
many
Miller.
metal tournaments, but I don't think this is going to be beaten.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Black Sky Brewing. It's a metal themed brewery, the entire outside of the building, which you can see pics on Jared Miller's tournament report if you want to check it out.
Put in the show
Um,
notes.
all sorts of sweet graffiti arts, like completely surrounding
I
the
didn't even
building.
notice that mural outside. That mural looks crazy because it's partially covered by the fence, but the mural looks
Yeah,
crazy.
I took that photo, and the one on the backside of the
No,
building
not that
from the
one. The one
tournament.
with the devil on it.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah, it
demon thing.
looks crazy.
Yeah, yeah, hold
It's
here.
half covered with the beer on it.
So super sweet venue, all sorts of cool stuff inside. They had pinball machines. They had some like vending machine that had like questionable stuff in it, like butt plugs and earrings and stuff. It was very metal. They clearly do.
I did not partake.
Yeah,
Although I
yeah.
did have some plastic boobs on my head
He
at some
did, and
point.
they were still on the sidewalk when we went back the
Yeah.
next day. Someone, please find and post a photo of that.
But this, like I said, this is so metal. Like the entire event, we had some metal music in the background, and yeah, towards the end of it, I was like, oh man. And I realized that there was a jukebox, and I was like, what happens if I put some, I don't know, some Keith Sweat
Yeah,
on or something?
you know what?
And
I normally be the
okay,
first person to look through that to see if they had like Taylor Swift in there or something like that, and I didn't because I
but
was just
they were so devoted to it. They had a little sign that all non-metal songs will be skipped or something.
uh,
But then,
also full props to the brewery. Like they had actually brewed us a beer called the Order of Lightbearer,
how was
which is
it? Did you have
a
it?
beer. Yeah, what's that?
Was that what the tickets were for? The little
The
drink tickets?
tickets would get you that beer. Yeah, I was drinking beers that the tickets did not get you. Go figure. It was like a guava passion fruit sour beer, which was slamming. Very good.
Yeah, they
Uh,
had a lot of options.
but their staff was amazing. Amazing staff. Like great venue. They really crammed us in. Like the brewing tanks were like in the back of the venue, and there was literally tables back there. Like if someone got like wasted enough, like they could have easily killed themselves on like a handle, these large metal handles that were coming off the brewing tanks. But they're just like,
Just
yeah,
open up the thing and just straight
whatever.
into my mouth.
Yeah. Anyway, great spot. They picked a great spot.
Um, got there, registered, saw a lot of familiar faces, people traveling. What else? The event was on time. I don't think there was a delay. The event went on time. All the rounds were great, well run. They got the swag.
Started off.
We each got a little bag with of swag.
So the event had capped at 64,
Yeah,
and had sold out. We wound up being short.
yeah.
Like
Slops to the people who didn't show up because there
yeah.
was a waiting list.
Mega punts. I hope something really awful happened in your life for you to not show up to this because you really missed out. But anyway, so we wound up with 54 actual players, um, which ultimately turned out to be fine. But like yeah, event ran smooth as can be. I don't think there was any kind of delay at all throughout the day. Right? Maybe
No,
the last
we had
round.
we had
Something.
we had a break after round one for lunch and then a dinner break too as well. So all this
Uh,
is included, right?
So like
So it's great
in
venue.
house, I think there were only like three or maybe four people like in the kitchen at this brewery, which was like open to the rest of it, and like they jammed out pizzas for lunch, like every kind of pizza you could think of, like meat lovers, vegetarian, like white pies, like buffalo chicken, like all sorts of like they were just turning on pizzas like insane. Like I came in a little late. I was outside talking to McGran and Noah Shanning for a bit, and like I was like, oh shit, I missed the pizza because all these nerds are just absolute pizza vacuums, and
Yeah, true.
like literally within like 10 minutes there was like six
Guilty
more.
as charged.
Yeah, they were just churning them out, and then for dinner break. They did like I guess Denver-ish style barbecue, which they had like ribs, chicken, coleslaw, mac and cheese, which I saw Andy eat probably a punch bowl's worth. Um, it was impressive, but great food, great food.
Um, all right, so that's I mean that those are all initial impressions. I guess we should talk about Magic a little bit, right? The actual card game.
Yeah. I know people like hearing this stuff though. Like if it encourages you to get out of your comfort zone and go somewhere else, like do it because the experience is going to be awesome. Like you be in a different place, it gives you a reason to travel, it gives you a reason to meet different people instead of just going to your same bar or LGS all the
Yeah.
time. It's I mean, you know, webcam's one thing, but does not give you this like whole experience, like fully worth it. So how do we want to
I
talk about
mean,
that?
we're looking at. I mean, we have the deck, the top 8 decks.
Yeah.
Simon was on this old deck talking
So,
about his
yeah,
experience and journey
yeah, and
into.
no one cared then. Although it was kind of cool. Simon did like all of his like little travelogue stuff, but like
That was
let's
nice.
yeah, it was cool to hear. But let's talk about how boring and annoying Simon's winning list was. It was blue white flyers. He chose to play it just because
Nothing really different there. He
he,
put
he
in a
had all,
Mahmoudi.
he had all the miscuts and stuff for it, which is his thing. Yeah, he had one fat Modi in a blue white flyers list. Horribly boring. Who cares? He's good at Magic. We all know.
Go to this old deck and listen.
Yeah. If you want to hear that bullshit, listen to this old deck. Shout out to this big Mike Mark. Good stuff.
You guys, safe travel.
Good luck. I don't know.
Snooze, you'll lose.
All right, whatever. All right. Here with Simon Christie. It's the end of Yeticon. It's in the books. 2024.
Almost the end. What time is it?
And I don't know.
Midnight.
I don't have a,
Midnight.
It's midnight. We have the bar for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're talking to Simon right now. It's because he has emerged victorious. And tell us about your day. You're actually, you've only been here for your...
My flight landed at 9 a.m. this morning.
And he's just been here playing Magic.
All day. And I leave in 4 hours.
In 4 hours. Pretty insane. Yeah, tell us about your experience.
Well, so first of all, venue, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing venue. I didn't know what I wanted to play because the format's weird, right? With the cards and falling star, sitting in a bottle,
Yeah.
2 strip mines.
City in a bottle restricted, 2 strip mines. Falling star can only hit two things.
Yeah. And then a bunch of even weirder stuff.
And some other stuff.
Death cards and what have you. So weird cards.
Which are not great.
Yeah, so I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was like, basically I locked in 2 decks to choose from. One was blue white flyers, and the other one was like gub, so green, like kind of DFP green, but also with 2 blue cards, 1 ancestral and 1 sonic blast.
Okay.
Which I really like that deck just because there's a lot of like intricacy of play, and like your maze abyss are insane, and when you have like maze, Aeoli Pile, Giant Growth, Hurricane, and Sonic Blast, like, they never know what to play around. Right. So those are the 2 decks. I ended up just going with blue-white. I never cast Mahamodi Jin, so I thought, hey, let's do that for a change. Play Sarah's, but it's blue-white.
And there was Dan Frazier and Kev...
Brocksmith.
Yeah. So you were telling me before, you put in the Mom Modi for Dan.
For Frazier, yeah, exactly.
So that was a good little tribute for him.
Killed no
What'd you think?
Killed no one with that.
Killed no one.
That was like, so even though I knew my opponents would like sideboard and Reb, I just kept it in because I was like, I gotta kill someone with this.
You gotta do it.
Didn't happen all day.
Did you? Did you end up playing against what you expected, or?
Yeah, so I played against 0 of the cards, right?
Right. Nobody
played any of the cards.
Nothing.
Yeah. The cards, they didn't do anything.
Well, I saw one guy was on Enchantress. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah.
A bunch of nuns just showed up.
Is it serious? No, that's not. That's a dude.
Yeah. It's obviously
Totally
like
random,
Halloween.
across the street. 4 nuns just pulled up to a bar. I feel like that's the beginning of a joke.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah. So I didn't see any of the. So I saw. I played against. I can't remember. I played against Lion Dib twice.
Okay.
I played against robots. I played against like a Rook Egg Diamond Valley deck.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I played against Tim on his like Yawgmoth. It's like Yawgmoth shops. Basically a shop deck plus 4 Yawgmoth Demon. Yeah. So it was like spicy, but also like actually kind of a good deck.
Right.
And one other deck.
Okay.
So like a pretty good spread, but I mean obviously Lion Dibs are good, shops is good.
And you basically ran through the field. You did not.
I lost one game.
One game.
All day. Yeah.
To last round.
Game 2.
To Dom.
Dawn on LDB, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I may have punted that game as well. It's
but
on camera, so
it's
you guys can tell
we'll,
me I punted
we'll
it.
comment on that, whatever. But an amazing showing, amazing tournament. What made obviously you're taking the red eye out.
Yeah.
You came in on the red eye as well. Huge commitment on your part. What drew you to the tournament? Like what? It's a lot to ask, right? Because you're not getting much sleep over the 24 hours. So
No sleep.
did you just not have anything to do this weekend? Or?
Well, so I was the last person to sign up. There was
Oh,
64 slots. I got the last slot.
Okay.
I was sort of just like hemming and hawing. Will was like, "Yeah, I'm going to this tournament." I was like, maybe." And then, because Denver is a hub for Frontier, there's a lot of cheap flights.
Okay.
I didn't fly Frontier, but it means that all the other prices are depressed as well.
Okay.
So I try not to. Frontier is like, someone could check my stats on this, but there's something like 43% of their flights are delayed.
Yeah, it's
changed. It's like double the next worst.
It's
And like, I fly my fair share of Spirit because I fly to these events and I want to like, not fully penny pinch, but like.
But it was a deal. It was cheap, so you were like,
Yeah,
let's do it.
we're sub $100. Sub $100.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour flight for me. So actually, this is like a really reason. You like to fly to the Northeast or fly to West Coast. I'm 4 hours.
Is this your first
Houston.
Yeticon? Or
First Yeticon. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm always.
so there is that new novel kind of thing.
So I like to collect these tournaments that I've never been to. I think it's a lot of fun. Like last year, I went to Kumite.
Okay.
They're just like, it's a lot of fun. It's people I've never met. I met some people that like I'd met online, but I'd never met in person. They don't travel to the other events. They're kind of, they're going to like this event and like the Desert Twisted. They're kind of like in their little patch, right? They're only traveling like, maybe 2-hour flight from them.
Yeah,
and or drive.
You see the regulars who like put in the flight time, the miles, and then you see like the kind of the locals.
I really like try to put like at least one big emphasis every year to at least go to one event I've never been to.
Right.
Because it's difficult because there's some great events like I'd love to do NoobCon and LobsterCon every year, but that has a cost of never going to new events and not meeting new people. And it's great to hang out with you and other people.
Yeah.
But it also is nice to go meet other people.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of, that was like a big draw. So cheap flight, new event.
Yeah. And a lot of that resonates with me too. That's the same. This is my first Yeticon. It was cheap, Frontier.
Yeah.
They delayed my flight.
yeah.
But I'm here. It was
Yeah.
cheap. It was fun.
Yeah.
If I'm free, I'll probably come. Are you thinking of coming again? Or,
I don't know because it's just it really is a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, would I come to the event again? Yes.
Okay.
I think the venue's amazing. I think the size, the amount of people was great. Like, there's a real sweet spot. Like, the big events are great, right? And there's several really good big events, but I think there is a sweet spot in that like 32 to 64, where it like feels like a tournament. So it's not just like 16 or 20 people at a bar. It does feel like a tournament, but it also, and like they did swag, they had artists. It really felt like a nice event, even though it's kind of a nice size. I think
they had everything you wanted out of the event.
Food was on. There was food today.
Food was there. Yeah.
We had the bar. We even have the bar now. We don't often have that.
Right.
That's actually like,
You usually have to go somewhere else.
and it's hours the whole day. That's also kind of unusual. A lot of times it's like hours to a time, and then they let other people in. So the muggles come in.
I think we're closing this down.
We're closing it down.
I can't see anybody coming in after.
I don't have anywhere to go, so I'm closing it down.
What did you think? What did you think of the prize, the sealed envelope prize thing that Jared Miller was doing?
Yeah.
Boys?
Hey, what's up?
Good.
Jeremy Chen, stepping into the mic. We're doing an interview.
Okay,
What's
we're
going
about to get some tacos. After
they're about to get some
Simon
tacos.
schooled all of us.
Old
Old-schooled all of us. I was close to the top.
You were close to the top.
I was close to the top. But
55th.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Top 32. You were playing
It's
sorcery,
top 32, baby.
You were
It was
playing
a good day for
sorcery.
me. It was a good day for me, top 32.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
There was only like 50 people. So
54.
yeah.
There wasn't 64?
No, there's some people didn't come.
But you're gonna be
No,
here.
there were 64, and I
Registered.
made exactly in the middle. Okay, so you
Registered.
guys don't try to change the facts here in the interview.
But this is warm up for tomorrow. Though.
Yeah, that's the real main.
That's
deal.
the real.
Are you
Tomorrow's
coming to play-
sorcery.
You coming to play the old school
I'm gonna
side
be
of
here
it?
the old school side of it, and you guys are gonna be playing the sorcery event, whatever that is. I don't want to get event.
Yes.
But anyway, let me not hold you. You can keep going and
Get your
your
tacos.
tacos and stuff.
Get
and,
tacos.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Congrats.
I
Are you
will
coming
not-
tomorrow? Oh no, you're flying out. This man is less than
I gotta-
24 hours.
I gotta
dude.
catch him.
Go.
I gotta catch
Comes
him
in,
before he leaves.
steals the win.
Uber is on the way. All right, I'm
Nice.
come and get him.
Hey, next time, okay?
All right, champ.
Hey, good to see you.
See you tomorrow.
See you, brother.
You come back tomorrow?
Yeah, you playing sorcery?
As always.
No,
Yeah.
not sorcery,
I
man.
got fucking decks
I'll
if
see
you
you
want to play
tomorrow.
sorcery.
Yeah. No way. This is,
Yeah.
I don't need that in my life.
Maybe
right
the
now.
hurricane
Maybe next year.
we'll see.
Maybe next year.
I really
all
wanted
the
to make
janky
it, but
old school
it's
magic
just what's
combo
happening.
decks,
Yeah.
you can build them in
I mean, it's a
sorcery.
fun event. I mean,
You can
like,
build
it's
Twiddle
like
Vault.
everything else. It's just-
Oh my
yeah,
God, that's not what
You
we
can
need.
build Reanimator.
Like,
You
so
can
many
build.
events, try to
You
make
can
them
build
all.
Channel Fireball. You can build anything.
Get out of here, man. This is not a sorcery interview, man. This is not a sorcery interview. But anyway, yeah, I really like what he did, like with the sealed envelope. Every
good.
place got a random prize. He did do the top
Top
four,
8 for spicy. Top 8 for
top 8
placing.
spicy, and then altars. But then he added on the
envelope.
the envelopes, which was
Yeah.
nice. What did you did you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
I think it's good. I think it's good. I think a lot of times you just want to get something from
Yeah.
the event, right? Which is so like when I do an event, I do like stamped or signed cards for everyone,
Yeah.
right? Just because I think that even if you come, doesn't matter what
which
place.
he did. He did that too. Like he had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything.
It was good.
Little swag bag,
was
awesome.
good. Swag was good. I think
Anyway.
you know the art, the Ultra Dark cards, the graded cards in the envelopes. Everyone got something different of the
Yeah.
64 envelopes, which I think is good. Just like you really want to go away with the memory and having a card or a signed or a coaster or whatever is like. That is the memory, right? So
Yeah.
it's like you stick it in your deck or you stick it whatever, use it as a coaster, whatever. That's something you remember forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Great event. It's in the books. Congratulations again. Great job. You came in here and beat everybody and then left. He was like a thief in the night, this guy.
We got.
But yeah, he had his way with anybody. But anything else you want to share? Experience? You might change. Constructive criticism. Jared, I think you knocked it out of the park.
I think the venue is great. No,
Yeah.
it was good. I mean, like I said, there's so many events. I would come back. It's just hard to commit to an event when there's so many, right? But so the fact that it's 2 hours away is pretty like nice for me. So that's something that I would definitely consider, maybe even more than some of the other ones, right? Because being 2 hours, I can actually do this 20-hour nonsense. Whereas when it's a 4-hour flight,
You're a better man than I am.
two 4-hour flights in 24 hours is a
Rough.
lot. But two 2-hour flights sucks, but it's not that bad.
Awesome.
So yeah, I got 3 hours and I'll leave to the airport. 3.5 hours.
Okay. All right, man. Have a safe flight. Let's get. Maybe I might be able to get another AAA game. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see if anybody wants to
I'm
go.
not 10-3 AAA games.
10-3.
10-3.
I'm like insane. I'm something like
You beat me.
8-2 or something.
Yeah, you beat me. I was
8-2.
9-2.
Yeah.
And then you beat me
Something.
one. Or
Yeah.
8-2. I was 8-2 as well, and then you beat me one, and then I won one. So
Yeah,
we
so.
split games. Yeah,
All right.
I think just have to play Tim, and then I'm done with AAA. Fucking Tim.
He's awarding you.
Fuck you, Tim.
Okay. Man. Don Perrian was second, and he had a great run. But again,
Great run.
line to bolt, really nothing to.
Yeah, line to bolt, so stock. It just makes me want to kill myself looking at these lists. Oh my! How do people continue to play these decks all the time? He's got 2 Jade statues in the sideboard. Like, wow. Okay, all right, cool.
People want to win. People want to win.
Yeah, well, that's their problem. Will McGran, like, just stock rug aggro, 3rd place. Like, I mean, let's not even talk about McGran. He's probably one of the most boring Magic players on the face of the earth. So, who actually cares? Urbano in 4th with the most stock the deck I've ever seen in my entire life.
Although I know that being said, one thing, just quick mention in the sideboard. Sorry, in the sideboard, I saw him play the deck and I was like, oh great, he's playing the deck. Now, big surprise there, not really.
Okay.
I saw Fountain of Youth on the board, and I was like, what?
Yeah, it's against the burn matchup,
against
dude.
the burn matchup.
Dude, the Swedish have been doing that since
that
like
really
2008, dude. Yeah.
Is that
Boring.
good? All right, we're moving on.
No, it's horrible.
Okay.
All right, yeah. 5th place, Peter Simpson. More stock rug aggro, the same as like McGran's boring ass list.
This deck deck picks D- right there.
Yeah, like wow. Yeah, you should be. You should
Peter,
throw
step
out
up
that.
the game.
Yeah, and
Separate
also
pregame.
like unlimited jade statues. Get your shit together. The rest of your deck's black border. I mean, come on, work it out, bud.
Who's
Sixth
that?
place.
Eugene Sifford. I do not know Eugene.
Don't know this guy. What is he doing here? Rack Dreams.
Oh wait, is this the guy from Boise?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I did meet him briefly. We spoke for like a minute or two. He gave me a sticker. He said he's trying to he I think this may be his first tournament, and he's trying to build up a kind of a play group in Boise.
He's got
So,
blue power. He's got mind twist.
it's good to
power.
know. It's good to know that
Yeah,
Magic Old School has infiltrated Boise, Idaho.
I do respect their swag. I did get one of their stickers. The Boise Berserkers.
Is that what they're called?
sticker.
Boise Berserkers?
Boise Burgers, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool sticker. Again, looking at this deck list, he has what appears to be He-Man, G.I. Joe, some other fucking alters. I don't understand. I can't see what the cards are, so I'm just moving past this completely. 7th place,
Brian Vegso.
Vegso. He's on orders, hippies.
It's like four color black.
Yeah, he's on
bunch of good
4-color
stuff.
him, right? Does he have hymns here or no?
No. He has bolt. Oh, he does. He has four hymns.
Yeah, he has 4 hymns, dude. Yes, it's 4-color hymn. Boring.
So he just doesn't have sinkholes. None of these decks have any of the eroded cards.
No, none of them. The errata cards didn't get anywhere near the top.
It's like when you go to a Scryings event, the top 8 decks don't have any Scryings cards.
Hans Feng. I think I saw this guy there. Didn't get to meet or talk to him. This most stock shops list you've ever seen, like 4 jugs, 4 Suchi, 4 copy artifact, 4 trikes, all the, some bolts, side blasts. Who cares? All right, let's move on to what Andy and I actually can dig into a little bit.
The
here.
Spice Awards.
Yeah, Spice Awards. So, and we'll get to this. There was a bit of contention from Andy in particular about who should have won the Spice Award. So
listen, I'm only one person, but
sure. Well,
I've quite generally I don't really say much, and I'm non-confrontational, and I bite my lip and I don't say anything. But clearly, for those of you who know me, I generally play spicy decks, and I care about spice prizes. Sometimes when people win Spice Awards for a deck that in my opinion, a spicy deck, and this is totally subjective, and it's all totally up to the tournament organizer, whoever's giving up the prizes. It's their event. They're giving out the prizes. They should make whoever they think the quote unquote more spicy deck is, whatever, they have the ultimate decision. But in my opinion, a spicy deck should also be good. Like, it shouldn't just be a random assortment of cards.
Correct.
It shouldn't just be one-ofs that nobody's heard of from Legends. And I'm also making a pamphlet describing a story that has nothing to do with whatever.
Let's see if you agree on this, Andy.
And it should be like something that kind of hasn't been done before. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. We're going to get to a point where like it's all been done before for the most part. But yeah, you're right.
Well, you'd be surprised. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised because I'm always, I'm getting out there myself, except I'm just terrible at Magic and can't put together a good deck to save my life. But I will say this: I feel like it's important to balance the Spice Award with also how the deck performs. Kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And here the Spice Master came in after.
And this is no disrespect to any of the people who made their decks.
Pete, who won the Spice Master Award, super awesome guy, super cool deck. Not taking any away from this, definitely belongs in this Spice category for sure. But the guy who got the honorable mention, Kevin, actually finished above Pete, who won the Spice Award.
And initially, I actually spoke to Jared. I was like, "Hey, dude, this guy here, Plum." Like, I don't want to.
Hey, listen, this Plum
over
man, here.
This guy, I hope he won. I wasn't really paying attention to the Spice prizes that much, but I hope this guy got something. And he's like, "Who are you talking about?" And I looked up his name and I told him. He's like, "Oh man, he didn't he didn't submit a deck list until
Yeah.
afterwards. So,
So that
I mean,
might
you
have-
can't really argue with that, right?
Yeah,
Like
that might have contributed to this.
if you don't submit a deck list, you can't win.
Yeah, it's true.
But at
So-
least he got an honorable
it.
mention.
He got an honorable mention after the fact. He arguably would have won because I believe of all the spicy decks, I think he actually placed the highest. Did he place above you, Andy? What did you
I don't
get?
know. No, I think he made. Pull up the list.
I did. He came in 27th.
Oh no, I came in 16th, but he did. I did end up playing him and beating him. I mean, and he beat me, but I beat him. I guess afterwards I got a better record. But
yeah, he came in 27th overall with a much spicier deck than you. Not to say your deck wasn't spicy.
Yeah,
but
it was okay.
You also top 16 though, so again, it's like a balance.
So it's like it's exactly it's like a balance. But so we're out here, Kevin Plum.
Yes, sir.
So I just met Kevin. We just played round 2. We're here at Yeticon, and he thrashed me really well.
Did not thrash.
So tell us where you're from.
I'm from Riverside, California.
Okay. And what were you playing?
I was playing Enchantress, blue, green, black mostly, Sultai, without Mind Twist.
Right, without Mind Twist, which is respect. I respect you for that. I was expecting to get Mind Twisted. But, okay, so just to preface this, I guess it's too late now, but where Yeticon has a rule where the Enchantress is pro-red and pro-white.
White.
So we're pushing it, see if it's any good. No changes in abilities or power toughness or casting cost or anything like that. So, first game. I mean, so what made you come out to Yeticon? First of all, is this your first time?
It's my first time at Yeticon. What actually intrigued me most is the rules errata. And I love Enchantress, but she is so weak in the format, and she gets bolted, she gets swords all the time. And when I saw that, I practically begged Jared, because everything was closed, to let me in, and he said he'd let me in.
You pulled some strings.
Yes, he was very generous.
So just to recap, so the first match was a complete disaster on my end. But basically, we kept it in. I wanted to see what the win con was. Eventually, you came up with a nice little combo after you joined all the cards with the Mana Vortex, Land Equilibrium combo, and kind of locked me out. I waited around until I saw Vice, and then I kind of scooped it up. But how's it been working out for you so far? Like the deck, is that the main goal of the deck is kind of lock the lands out and Vice you out?
Yeah, the main deck actually runs off of Mana Vortex. So I run 3 Mana Vortex and only 1 Land Equilibrium. So if I get it, I get it. And then the win con is obviously the Vice.
So only 1 Land Equilibrium?
Only 1 Land Equilibrium. When I was testing with friends in Orange County and in Riverside, it was harder to get to 4 than to 3. Yeah. And I could get to 3, then I included the fast bond, and I would take the pain for the lands dropping out so I could sacrifice multiple lands and get them out, sacrifice, draw with Enchantress, and be able to eventually just have nothing but Moxes on the board because I'd copy them and just put 1 or 2 Vices on the board.
And what did you play first round? What did you play against?
I played against, it looked like it was red-black. I thought it was Disco Troll. I didn't see the discs, but I saw the trolls. Yeah. But then I saw the stone giant. That was pretty awesome too.
Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah. Stone giant got there. I'm trying to make that work. I guess I'll talk about that later. But did you play anything like the round before? What kind of deck did you play against?
Yeah. So the round before I played Naya.
Okay.
And it was creatureless.
Really?
Yeah, and so he got me there with direct damage on the first game. And then the second game, again, once I got Mana Vortex out, games 2 and 3, generally a direct damage deck plays lower land base. Yeah. And so once I started taking out his land base, and then I started drawing more cards. I actually won with 1 game with Ancestral Recall and then 1 with Brain Geyser. I did it to him while I had 2 Vices on the board.
Nice. So I guess last question, like, what do you so far? I know it's early, and you haven't been to Yeticon yet. But what do you like about it most so far? And any feedback for Jared, like constructive criticism or anything that you really thought you did a good job on, or maybe might consider next year when he runs it back?
Oh, I love the old school vibe. Right, we're at a brewery. Everyone here is super cool. 2 different artists, 2 great artists. The swag bag was awesome. I definitely like the idea of just trying something new, like with the rules errata. I mean, I almost wanted to play, a Death Ward deck because I thought that was pretty interesting to be able to have death counters. But I went the Enchantress instead because I like that rule set. But I don't know. I like keeping things fresh, keeping things new. I like the 2-strip. It's like a combo in between Atlantic.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, and I think that's not super over oppressive. I mean, you got a strip on me. I think I've got a strip on you in the games. I didn't feel like super like over.
Well, that Hammerheim you got rid of was like so. That was game changing right there. But
I got one strip.
We're moving on.
But
all right.
I really like that, and everyone is just super friendly, super cool, all across the U.S. It's a really good vibe, good atmosphere.
Awesome. Well, good luck next round then. All right.
Well, thank you very much, Andy. I appreciate it.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about some specifics here.
Yeah.
So, we touched base on Peter's deck. Peter's deck, it was his take on, and I have to give him credit. He did go all in on the Death Laces, which
he did.
That you can't take that away. It's basically
we might not have mentioned earlier that Death Lace in this event, again, the death cards were modified for the event. Death Lace basically acted as a sleight of mind.
Yeah, it changes the color of one card either being played or already in play. Any color you want. It still costs a black. It's still an instant. It's still an instant, whatever.
So he basically jammed that into what would be otherwise, if we can call it, a stock Leprechaun board deck.
Yeah. So he has now 6 laces instead of 4.
Laces. Yeah.
Do you need to play 4? And I don't know if 4 is already too many, but
let me ask you this as a Spicer, Andy. How do you even in his sideboard? He has no copies of Sylvan Paradise in here. I mean, do you not Sylvan Paradise?
Ooh, Sylvan Paradise. Paradise.
Yeah.
It's a reader. It's a reader.
It's not a reader. It's the Dwarven Song Sea King's Blessing cycle in Legends. It turns all creatures green. So if he lands, he basically
but there's a drawback to it. It's only until end of turn, right? It's not permanent.
Yeah, but you play at the beginning of your turn. You get through with any of your creatures that are green. It's a punt. He should have played the Sylvan Paradises over the Life Laces.
No, you want sometimes you want that for the rest of the game. Like you want the green card for the rest of the game instead of just until the end of turn.
Okay, fine, but like on flavor, Sylvan Paradise should be in this deck. Peter, great fun deck. You punted a little bit here, bud.
I don't know. I don't know.
His sideboard's fun. He's got like Millstone.
I would have. He plays okay. He would stay right there. He plays Power, Soul Ring, whatever, Cast Orbs. All the restricted cards in green, black, and white. Wait, does he not play Balance? Where's the Balance?
No Balance. Well, basically what he did was he's got transformative sideboard into
a Millstone deck. It's
Arborea combo.
But that's even more of a reason to play Balance.
Probably, yeah. But like he's got 3 Arboreas. Like, do you really need Balance?
I mean, it's like a two casting cost Wrath of God. Okay, whatever. He doesn't play Balance. I probably would have played Balance. He plays 4 Leprechauns. Fine. He plays a Force of Nature 1, which is probably good because I've seen lists with more than 3 or 4, and I think that's too many. But if Biff, he only plays 2, which I probably would have maxed out on those. Those guys are amazing with Spirit Link.
Yeah, he's got 3 main deck Spirit Link, 3 main deck.
Probably take out 2 Urnums instead. I probably would have taken on some of the Laces. I think probably 6 might be too many, but I don't know. He probably put in the work. I don't know if he play tested this. I have played this deck before and sleeved it up, but it was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I don't remember what I played. So he also does not have any Disenchant's main. I'm just trying to think of what you would be afraid of. But
he's only got 1 he's got 1 in his sideboard. But again,
so he's really yeah. So Blood Moon is probably going to destroy this deck. He only plays 3 basics, but whatever. Sometimes you just do your own thing and don't care. I wonder how he ended up doing anyway. I think you mentioned it.
We can run back real quick. I know. Kevin finished above him. Peter finished. Blah,
Oh,
blah,
there
blah,
he is. He's in 41st place.
40. Yeah, 6 points. So he won.
So he
He
won
won
two matches.
two matches with this
So he
pile.
got to do his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's his deck. The next one is
We're scrolling. We're
we're
scrolling.
scrolling. The next
We're
one
scrolling.
that Jared put
Oh,
up
Jason,
is
Jason Cresco, who's known for his ability to come up with a spicy pile, and also place well.
and I appreciate the time for the deck pick. Deck
Yeah,
pick is sweet.
yeah. If you get a chance to look at this, like he really went all out here. He's like his deck pick includes a bunch of like war artifacts, like shields, a sword, a chalice. He did like some kind of,
Jason drove to the event, right?
which is absurd. Yeah,
And
Jason.
was he the one who was stopping by every like randomly along his drive picking up like swag or something for the deck
Yeah,
pick, or am I making that up?
yeah. No, that sounds right. I
So
think
this
he ultimately drove like, oh Christ, what was it? I think he drove like 2,000 some miles. I saw this like days later or something.
yeah.
Insane. The guy's insane. Well, let's talk about his pile here.
It's mono red, splashing green, four Keldon warlords, four took near death clocks,
Yeah,
lady orca,
Lady Orca.
orcish captains,
Orcish
wait,
lieutenants.
orcish two orcish lieutenants, four orcish captains, a
Boris Devil
what's this
Boone.
guy? Boris Devil Boone.
Doris
Doris Bevel
Boone.
Boone. Got what is that? A surgeon? A
Chirurgeon.
surgeon? Some brass claw orcs.
4 Ironclaw orcs, 1 Tetravus, 2 Orcish artillery. Those are
Orcish spy? What is that?
Orcish Spy's hot right now. That's
hot.
hot.
It's hot. It's hot
Orcish
tech.
Spy's hot. He's got a raiding party there, wiping out some planes. It looks like.
No, that's not a. That's another. That's an orc. That's
Is it?
not a raiding party.
Oh yeah, I guess
That's
it's not.
the other art. That's I think is that a Hoover
okay.
art?
You're right.
That might be Hoover. Anyway, Mishra's Caracas ×2.
Yep. Couple concordant crossroads, 2 gauntlet of might, 3 berserks.
And the only non-red spells are the
Berserks
concordance and the berserks. 3 berserks and 2 concordance, and then a bunch of power and 2 gauntlet of mites. He's got.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he's got the dual end package, which as one does has to throw your opponent off. You're playing mono red, and you just got to throw the duels in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Tegas go without saying because he does have the green card, so he's got to get that in.
Right, you put in the volcanic, so they strip the volcanic, thinking you're on blue. They're not. What you
he's
really need is the taiga.
He's got 2 Caracas, ostensibly to bounce his
Took near
clock,
or Lady Orca.
Yeah.
Or Boris, actually. He's got a couple targets.
Yeah, and Boris. But I think he's mostly working off a death clock here, which like you can tap it to take the counters off a death clock and then add them onto your creatures. So he's trying to make his Keldon Warlords super juicy, maybe get some value on Tetravus, and just swing big time with Berserk creature. But his sideboard is also super sweet. He's got appealing to your sense of romance, Andy. He's got 4 living plane. Ooh. 3 quakes, a fireball, 3 tranquility.
Little Nambo there. I don't know how that works out, but
he's trying to wipe the board.
Yeah, I guess.
3 tranquility, a Zellian sword, a sword of the ages. I think he's going for flavor there. He's got a basic forest, I guess, hedging against Blood Moon, which is just kind of funny. And
I'm a big fan of synergy. If any type of little synergy plus, like the shield, what is that, Zalon shield or whatever it's called, like
yeah, that isn't Zellian sword, right? That's
a shield. That's the +0/+3 thing from Fallen Empires. I think.
What is that called?
I don't know. It's killing me.
Yeah, it's really bad. I got it right here. Spirit Shield.
Spirit Shield. That's right.
2 tap, target creature gets +0/+2 as long as it remains tapped.
So I mean, I guess you can use that with living plane and give it. I don't know. It'd be the only 1/3 on the board.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I mean, I definitely see the Sword of the Ages.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Living Plane Sword of the Ages gag. That's pretty fun. And also like Living Plane Keldon Warlord, pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
The shields probably can go, I think,
I
for
think
like a shatter or a crumble or something. A shatter
see
is probably better.
Kreska's he's working on a lot of levels here because we didn't talk about this earlier, but there were two artists there. One of which was Kev Brockschmidt, who did the artwork for.
Oh, who
Keldon.
does the art for? Am I missing something? Who does the art for that shield? He wasn't there.
No, not the shield.
Okay.
The shield. I don't remember who did that. I don't think it's a Drew Tucker, but it kind of looks like one. Scott Kirshner, who
No.
actually coincidentally hates every Magic art that he did. But anyway, that's beside the point. But
I'm just saying he could have played. I mean, probably Shatterstorm is a much better card right there, or a Shatter or something. I don't know.
He's going for big time flavor points here, and like where did Jason wind up in the standings? He got 42nd. He got 6 points. So
No, that's not. Is that him?
Yeah, Cresco.
Okay.
It was 42. Sorry, I know. Scrolling through this quick here, but luckily my nubile mind is a little bit sharper than yours is. Okay.
What are we talking
Anyway, he gets max points for awesome deck photo, great deck flavor, and giving a nod to one of the artists who was at the event.
Definitely on the spice spectrum.
Yeah.
All right. So number 3 is Ryan Gresco. He it looks like he played. Oh, I know this. I know what he played. This guy he played a I guess the lands deck with Hazazon.
Yeah.
And I get, but now that I look at it, he only has one Hazazon, so I guess we can't call it that. But he definitely played a lot of lands, 4 fast bonds, a card I think is garbage outside of Lich.
Yeah.
But it does lead to some explosive first plays. I remember he posted a couple of deck photos for like turn 1, turn 2.
I had the pleasure of playing Ryan.
Oh, did you play him? Okay.
Yeah, I played him round 5, and
is that the round where I came over and to watch the game and you were like, leave right now, don't look.
Yeah. I could, because we were very much in a deadlock, and neither one of us had any idea what the other person was doing. I was playing Stasis, and we're like,
the last thing you needed was me judging and nodding disapprovingly at.
I would have flipped the table over and felt terrible, but we actually had a really fun chess match of a game. I had no idea what he was doing. I hadn't seen Hazazon like game 1. He didn't see Stasis. I purposefully wasn't playing Stasis game 1 because I didn't have to. And I actually won game 1, which took a really long time. But I was trying to hide the fact that I was playing Stasis because he had no idea what I was doing. So we wound up going to orb flips and I lost. But we had a really fun match and like really, really great guy. Super spicy deck. So like if you look at the pile, it basically is like Lich Mirror. But instead he's got Guardian Beast, Shivan Dragon, Dakin Blackblade, which I guess worked out well for him several times throughout the day because like Dakin plus Fast Bond, pretty cool. Again, very, 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 very spicy here. I forget how he plays. We're gonna roll back real quick. Ryan, where are you? You see him?
I'm looking. I don't see him.
This is why I need to prep for this.
I think.
Oh, he came in 5th. He came in above you, dude.
Where?
15th with this deck.
All right, nice job.
So again, talk about like balance of like spice and spike. So like he's doing work with this pile, but he also has a lot of cards that like actually do stuff. So like,
listen, this deck, and I think you ran through really quick. 1 Guardian Beast, a Shivan Dragon, and a Dakin Blackblade.
I feel like you're panicking right now. You're panicking.
No. I just want to, before I make my point, I want the listeners to know what I'm talking about.
Talk for a minute. I'm gonna do a pee. So you talk on the deck for a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna
just run. Thank you for that announcement, by the way. Sure. Could have just done without it, but we have that. We have Hazazon tomorrow. We have a Fireball. Then we have a bunch of restricted cards: Lotus, Emerald, three the Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Time Twister, Wheel, four Fast Bonds, four Nev's Discs, two Mirror Universe, one Candelabra, Demonic Tutor, Mind Twist, Sylvan Library, Regrowth, Hercules Recall, and one Bizarre Baghdad. And a whole bunch of lands, including four Mishas and two strips and duels and everywhere. Oh, he's got two Caracas, which obviously combo a little bit with his legends, and Aloha. He also plays four Maze of Ith. And what I was going to say is that this deck makes an argument for playing four Maze of Ith. I don't think people play enough Maze of Ith. I think the card is amazing. I think this deck plays four, which is great. And it also does really poorly against Maze of Ith. Like, what does he do against Maze of Ith besides Strip Mine and Chaos Orb? Does he nothing, right? There's like nothing that gets rid of it. And he only has four creatures. I guess he can overwhelm it with Hazazon, but other than that,
what does he do against Maze?
He doesn't do anything.
He overruns Maze with Hazazon or big beaters.
I mean, they answer four of his. Well, removal for Hazazon takes care of that, but he answers a lot of his threats.
To your point, it's kind of funny, Andy. You're saying like Maze of Ith is absolutely absurd, and a lot of people think of it as like a blocking combat trick, but like it's also insane when you're attacking because you can gain so much value from it.
Yeah.
And one of the funniest part about Maze is like it was restricted for a fairly long time in old school, right? And when it was restricted, everyone played one. And now that it's not restricted, you don't see it.
But rarely, no one plays four. And I think it's because it doesn't add mana. It takes up space. It's a removal. It's not a hard removal, but it's good enough.
The card does so much more than that.
I mean, DFB Green plays four, right? Three?
At least
three mazes?
Yeah, at least three.
So combat tricks galore. Yeah. And I'm just saying,
if you're playing giant growths or like or literally doing anything in combat, like it's so good while attacking. And I feel like a lot of people just have this perception that it's a blocking card, and it's not at all. Well, I mean, it's also that, but it's also super strong when you're attacking. So if you play an aggro deck, like just a one or two of Maze, it's just like so good. I don't understand leaving it out.
Yeah, I think it's underplayed. I think this deck speaks to that effect. It plays four and is also kind of weak to it. So
I do love the one of Island of Whack Whack though.
Yeah, he was really turtling up and like.
Well, the thing is like he has to build up to critical mass with his lands, right? Either to slam a massive Dakin, or get an enormous Hazazon and then bounce it with Caracas and like gain like insane value. So like he has to live long enough, right? Which is why he has like four main deck discs. He has to live long enough to like get his plan off the ground.
Yeah, I wish Stang was in here. That might be a good one.
Stang.
Living Plane again, making an appearance in the sideboard.
Yeah. I like his sideboard because he doesn't go transformational. He's just trying to shore up his matchups, and he's got like 3 Divine Offering. Did you already do this already?
No, I haven't talked about it.
Yeah, he's just like shoring up matchups, which is kind of cool because that means he really believes in his deck, and he's just trying to shore up matchups. Yeah. So he's got 3 Divine Offering, 1 Shatterstorm, 1 Disharmony, 1 Wrath of God, 1 Sylvan Library, 1 Cop Black, 2 Torment's Crypt, a Living Plane, a Bev, 2 Reb, and it looks like another Savannah.
Yeah, another Savannah. I guess if he doesn't have much white sources. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. More reliably cast. Yeah. Too much. Yeah, more reliably cast the cards from the sideboard. He's got a lot of white sideboard cards. Probably. I wonder if he looked at Karma, but that's double white. So instead of Cop Black, I don't know. COPs are not really that great. I don't think. But cool deck.
Super cool guy.
Well done.
Ryan Gresco, if you ever wind up listening to this, we had awesome matches. They had table markers on all the tables that had Kev Brockschmidt or Dan Frazier arts on them. I think they might have all been Kev Brockschmidt arts, actually. And I took the one from our spot on the table where we played and had Ryan play it because it was a really awesome match. He was a really great guy, and I really dug this deck a lot. It was a lot of fun to play against. So next.
So the next one is he's got the Jeremy Chen, yeah, he's got the little peppers there. So this guy definitely
He knew he
was
was
going.
spicy.
He's definitely going for the spice. So it looks like a what's going on here with this deck pick? Reanimator? I guess it's a reanimator. It looks like a reanimator deck. I'm gonna say reanimator. But he's got a little bit of everything. He's got like 3 counter spells, Mana Drain, Hercule's Recall, Blue Power, Brain Geyser, 2 Psyblast, I think. And he's got 2 Disenchants, Divine Offering, Wrath of God, 2 Animate Dead. This is like a Doubleton deck. He's got 2 books. I think those are 2 books behind the Chaos Orb. That last card's kind of hiding right there.
Yep, the 2 tomes. He has 2 anime deads, 1 disharmony.
Tutor, Mind Twist.
No, that's an earthquake. Yeah. See, listen, if you're gonna make a sweet deck, like it's cool to make a nice deck photo and shit, but like, let us see your fucking cards for God's sake.
Yeah, this is a C- on the deck pick.
Yeah,
I don't know how many cities of brass he has. He has a pile of lands.
Yeah. he's got beaters in the form of 2 Shivan, 3 Fat Modi, probably a nod to Dan Frazier. Kudos. He's got 1 Rasputin, 1 Personal Incarnation, and 1 Dak and Blackblade.
What is that in the middle? The Sin City card, Spicy Third.
That is a Spice Award Soul Ring, I believe.
Yeah,
it's a 1 casting cost artifact.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. He has like a jalapeno for a Soul Ring. This is only spicy in as much as it's number 1 a mess of a deck pick. He does have 2 main deck Mazevith though, so props there. Let's see how he plays real quick. Just roll it back. I feel like I should have bookmarked this or something.
I feel like he was in the back for most of the day.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me because this deck is a hot mess. He was
32nd.
He placed the blood. He has 3 match wins. But sometimes Shivan or Fat Modi.
Jeremy does like to set up his VIP area, though. He will pick a nice spacious spot and just bring.
Super super nice guy. He's the one that set up the Friday night dinner for us. So props to him for doing that. It was really cool of him to like set up the dinner. This deck I can't even speak on because the deck photo is so bad that it makes me just not want to talk about it. Like, I feel like you feel similar.
I think big creatures and good cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
also
let's call it a mid-range deck.
Sure. Also I have to get. I'm not big on altars, but these Mark Pool like Arabian style islands are so sweet. I love them. Look, you see those?
Yeah, they're very vibrant.
Oh, they're nice. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Oh my goodness, this next deck
boy.
is a piece of work. Let me tell you,
this guy. Like I'm going to lead into this. The next Spicer is our own Andy Baccaro on a very very spicy red splash black build, utilizing fun magic cards such as Mana Barbs, Disharmony, Simulacrum to their utmost.
My thought with this deck is basically to use Simulacrum. I really wanted to use that, and I didn't really get to cast it that much. Mana Barbs is awesome. It really ends games quickly. I will run through this real quick.
You should. I'm gonna cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the deck list because I talk a lot faster than you do.
Okay, go ahead.
And also, you should have went 2 Simulacrum, 3 Barbs, but we talked about going down on Barbs and you punted. But anyway, so here's Andy's list: Lotus, Jet, Ruby, 1 Chain Lightning. Mana will love that. 1 Earthquake, 1 Fireball, 4 Lightning Bolt, 1 Soul Ring, 1 Animate Dead, 4 Sedge Troll, 1 Disharmony, 1 Chaos Orb, 2 Mana Barbs, 1 Demonic Tutor, 1 Divinal's Disc, 2 Shatter, 3 Rook Egg, 3 Simulacrum.
Look it up.
Look it up. It's a reader. Really easy card to understand unless you're completely brain dead. 2 Shatterstorm, 2 Blood Moon, 2 Stone Giant. So
my God, they're so good.
Yeah, Stone Giant. Come on.
So good.
Golf clap for that. Land base, we have 4 Badlands, of course, 2 City of Brass, which is probably always the right number, 1 Diamond Valley,
All
What a
Star.
all-star. What a card. One Hammerheim, one Maze of Ith, three Mishra's Factory, four Volcanic Island, four Swamp, two. If you're allowed to use two strip mines, it has two strip mines, and two Plateau. His sideboard is one Tormod's Crypt, two Terror, two more Shatter Storms. Like on what planet do you have
Love
storms? Even against
All-Star.
Chops? Dude, this guy was so afraid of Chops.
Shatterstorm is an all-star.
It's so good.
Nobody, I don't think anyone has ever won a game of Old School Magic the Gathering, has ever lost a game of Old School Magic the Gathering after resolving a Shatterstorm.
Dominic Goderer, who is one of my favorite Magic people, said it's a great card, but no one's ever sleeved it up since 2015. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back here.
Good.
Two Reb, one Flash Fires, a card just near and dear to me. I love Flash Fire so much. One Gloom. Like, why the hell would you have one Gloom? I don't even understand that. One City in a Bottle, another Earthquake, two Chains of Mephistopheles. That's just Andy being a troll.
It's a good card.
Andy said, it's a great card. I know you wanted to sneak it in there, but honestly, yeah, it's probably good against just a lot of draw 7 decks in the top 8. So you did the right thing. One Animate Dead and a third Blood Moon. So go ahead. Speak on your pile.
So I'm going to start off with the All-Stars in the deck. The All-Stars on the day for the deck, probably Diamond Valley.
Yeah.
Diamond Valley was an all-star by far.
You need to stay alive because your deck is. You need to work into a position to win.
It's insane. The card is insane versus aggro or versus any sort of aggro deck. Its card is insane. Especially
the thing is like you Diamond Valley is often seen in decks where your opponent or you're trying to steal your opponent's stuff to sack Diamond Valley, but you're gaining value through Rook Eggs. You only have one main deck Disharmony, so like that trick is
another all-star. Insane card. See, these cards are high impact. These cards are the cards that get into the stories after the fact.
It's
You're
true.
like, hey, buddy, you never believe what happened. Oh my god! Like, I played first round 1. I forgot the name of the guy I played against. I had no creatures.
Old man.
He plays Old Man of the. He has Old Man of the Sea.
Really?
And I have one Maze of Ith, right? So he's like, all right, I can't attack. I have no creatures, so he's like, I attack, I'll maze it, whatever.
Yeah.
Then he plays a Shivan Dragon. I still have no creatures. I only have one maze. He's like, all right, well, whatever. I guess I'll attack. I'll get in with my old man for 2 damage. I'm salivating.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to put my best poker face on.
With your Miser's Disharmony in your hand.
With my Miser's Disharmony in my hands. And the Diamond Valley on the board.
Oh God!
And he attacks with both. I'm like, I'll cast a Disharmony. He's like, what does that do? I was like, let me tell you, buddy.
So you just throw the.
I'll take that. I'll just take that dragon, block, and then I'll sack it post combat, and that was the game.
Diamond Valley's toughness, correct?
Toughness, right?
Toughness, yeah.
So it's used like you said. It's used on these preacher kind of decks, and we've been playing a lot of walls or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Obviously, you have Rook Egg. You have it's just. I think it's just a good card. I didn't go 2. Probably the right amount is 1.17. Repeating.
You're also with the barbs though. Like if they have no way to life gain,
right.
You can stay alive, by just by sacking your creatures.
And I don't think that 4 barbs is right. I don't even think 3 barbs is right.
I think 3 barbs, 2 simulacrum was probably your sweet spot. But we're probably getting didactic here. But I think that's probably your sweet spot.
I played 2 barbs because one of the reasons was I only have 2 beta ones, so it was.
The truth comes out.
That's the truth. That's the. But I think 3 is too many though. But I don't know. That's my story.
I disagree. How I have to ask you. We didn't talk about this. How was Stone Giant on the deck?
Stone Giant was also very good, and this guy should be underplayed. Some of the I got.
As a
I think
blocker, or was he chucking eggs
on everything? The dude is. He's forecasting cost 3/4, and he chucks guys. He has got another sack outlet for Rook Egg, You can use him as that in combo with a Sedge Troll. You can just give your Sedge Troll flying, block, regenerate from the sack, so it doesn't go away. It's destroyed. You don't sack it,
Right.
so you just regenerate again.
You also have the synergy with disharmony,
And
where
exactly.
you could jack the creature
And then give it
toss
flying.
with Stone Giant, and then it dies before it goes back to them.
So I can grab their Serra Angel, have the Stone Giant throw the Serra Angel, block their other Serra Angel or whatever, or block their Script Sprite or something, and then the Serra dies anyway.
Did Chains do any work for you?
Chains did work against the Enchantress combo deck. He was like, oh.
All right, we'll hold that.
But it didn't really do much.
I think we have one more before we get to that. So
right.
we're going to move on from Andy because he'll talk about his stupid deck
all day.
Yeah.
All day.
I had to play test against that damn thing a lot of times, and I still think he should have had 3 barbs, but he only has 2 betas, so he's failing in life. Okay,
all right. So this is Brett's Sexy Spice.
Sexy Spice. What do we? Oh, okay. Well, so the Sexy Spice award is for like the most blinged out deck.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm garnering this from what I'm looking at right now because this deck is not spicy at all. But he has a lot of sweet sigs and like altars
and stuff.
So he's basically on a
Brett got his alpha.
Well,
his alpha Sedge signed and altered at the event.
Yeah.
So
a
lot of altars, a lot of sigs here.
Yeah, I would just to do this justice. Talking about this deck is kind of useless because it is kind of a cool deck, but like you want to see it. So Brett Atmore, check out Jared Miller's tournament report and look at this deck list. I mean, it's a beautiful deck, and what I can appreciate about it is apart from his Fell War stones, which he has 2 Fell War stones in the deck, and the art is altered to both sides of Vesuvian Doppelganger, and one side of the Doppelganger is holding.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's right.
Yeah. So one side of the Doppelganger on the one card is holding an actual Fell War stone, and the other side is holding a Chaos Orb, and these were altered by Ken Meyer Jr.
Wow.
Beautiful, like really fun idea. But he's got 3 Guardian Beasts. He's playing like a bunch of fun of one-ofs. He's got Adib in here, which is hilarious. You never see that ever. He's got a Shivan, a Trike. He's got a couple Ices, a couple books. So, but he's got 3 Guardian Beasts. So he's like probably just trying to rip Guardian Beasts.
Yeah, I think Brett, this is very much in Brett's wheelhouse. I think he's been on this kind of control-y deck.
He's on
big creature
Silva 2 swords, 2 disenchant plan, and then like trying to cast stuff that's going to disrupt you, but then also lay down some fatties and beat your face in.
Yeah.
He's got all the restricted cards, including regrowth. So props there. He does have 1 main deck maze, so people do understand this.
Just go 2 or 3 or 4.
So not much else to say about this. I highly encourage everyone to look at his list. It's a beautiful deck photo. The guy's got some sweet cards, but the deck's not really spicy. It's just awesome.
Sure.
And then Tim next is Tim Moran, who is local to he's old order guy. Tim.
No, he's up in I think in Connecticut or.
Oh, he's Connecticut. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Or. I see
him all the time. So.
Yeah, he's always on the circuit. So
yeah.
But he's definitely he's definitely in Neo's. Connecticut's probably. I think I'm right. I don't know.
So you go ahead. And
I could definitely appreciate this one. He's basically running a Yawgmoth demon, Priest of Yawgmoth, with Suchis, Trikes, and Drain Lives. And what else does he have? He actually has some spicy stuff in there. He does have, in addition to the power and the fast mana in terms of mana vaults, he has, and restricted cards, he has the Elves of Deep Shadow ×3 and 2 of the Death Wards. I guess he was trying to use that as well to reanimate his creatures.
probably.
I think I did play him.
He's the Yawgmoth. So yeah, like he at least tried to use the altered death cards for the event. So
Yeah.
props to that.
And you don't see Yawgmoth Demon that much,
Yeah.
so
This is a great. He one initiates that they have in hand, so he can pump his colorless through that
the Suchi mana.
to get black mana. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that.
Two workshops. He did have a couple death grip in the sideboard. I'd be curious to ask him. Or no, three. He had 3 death grip in the sideboard.
Yeah.
I will say this though, Tim. When you take a deck photo, figure out how to get rid of glare, because I don't care if it's just your lands that are in the glare spot. It's really annoying, and it's no one wants to see this.
It's
but,
tough love, Tim. Tough love. We're just trying to make you better.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I played Tim, and my 4 Shatterstorms wreaked havoc on his deck, and totally destroyed, leaving him with a lonely Yawgmoth Demon with no artifacts to eat.
Do you ever show up to an event and be like, I'm gonna play shops, and then expect to run into a deck that has 4 Shatterstorms?
It's like never happened. Oh my god! I Shatterstormed him down. I got like 5 artifacts with his Yawgmoth Demon, and then he's like, "Oh, this sucks. This sucks. All right, I'll play my Suchi." And I was like, "Shatterstorm again."
Yeah.
Oh man, it was great. Great times.
Listen. Definitely, props to him for playing Suchi in a format which is not Swedish, but he is gaining value through that. Definitely worthy of his Spice Award for sure. Super cool deck.
Yeah, definitely good. And I like the trikes with the death. I think is a good use of the death. What is it? Death wards.
Death ward. Yeah. But if I see another
Cool
glare
stuff.
shot from you, Tim, you're gonna get completely roasted. So moving on, we have Alex Wheeler here, who appears to be on a Merfolk list, which
Okay.
Andy, I think you had something
Okay.
to say about.
All right. Let's just pause right here. Alex, no disrespect. I don't mean to say this is a very nice deck.
Ooh, here we
But this is more and Jared, I don't know if Jared was maybe under the influence too much, or he just didn't have better options, because I haven't really looked at all the.
Might have been lack of options.
It might have been lack of options.
There were a lot of spiky decks in the room.
And as they were announcing this, and they put up that Merfolk list for Spice, I turned around, and the disgust on my face was so evident. I had 3 people just smile at me. They already knew what I was gonna say. They were like, "Sorry, man." Like, I was like, "What?" So I don't know. Apparently, Merfolk is new tech. So maybe it hasn't been played. Maybe it hasn't been played since 2018. And
very quick, run this down. 4 factory, 3 unstable mutation,
Really?
4 Pearl Trident, 2 Allo Pile, 4 Lord of Atlantis, 4 Counterspell, 1 basic island. Or I guess he didn't.
No. He didn't. Yeah.
He was 1 island deck. This must have done really well. 2 Strip Mines, Time Walk, Ancestral, Brain Geyser, Chaos Orb, 1 Clone, 2 main deck Energy Flux, which is, not a bad meta call, but like pretty stock in a list like this. 4 River Merfolk, 2 Boomerang, 3 Phantasmal Terrain, which is just terrible. Like, just play Magical Hack, dude. Like, what are you doing? I guess it's good against Maze. 4 Psyblast, 4 Dibs. His sideboard is 4 Beb, 1 Power Sync, 3 Don, 2 Hercules, 1 Sea Singer, 1 Dance of Many, 2 Control Magic, 1 Flash Counter. While I respect Alex for showing up and playing this deck,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree. There's a couple of changes. Probably Magical Hack's probably better. You're not really afraid of Maze. You're overwhelming Maze with all your creatures. You still have Boomerang and 2 strips. Plus, it's a 2-strip environment, so I don't know.
Hack. You should have played Hack, Alex. Maybe you don't know that gag, but
wait, maybe is it in sideboard? Because then it'd be really bad. But
no. There's 3. No. 3 main deck Phantasmals. No hacks in the sideboard.
All right. Well, we're not here today to delve into the optimization of spicy decks, but
hey, listen,
just some thoughts, throwing it out there next time.
Good on you for playing it. Well, here, let's just in keeping with.
Oh yeah, before we say anything, maybe he did really well, and then we can't say anything.
Yeah. Alex actually won the tournament. Just kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, then we shut up and we suck. We don't know.
No, he came in 48th. Okay.
So we have something to stand on.
Hopefully, you've learned your lesson.
Welcome to old school. God. Oh God. We're supposed to be supportive and
We are. We're
welcoming.
having a good time here. Again, I just said it like a sweet deck to show up and play. I hope you had fun playing it.
Oh,
But
awesome.
for the love of God.
Maybe you know what it was. Maybe Jeremy was voting. He loves his merfolk.
He does. He does.
Anyway, moving on. All right, honorary spice. This is the
Yeah, I'm gonna let Andy take this one away here.
this is the Kevin Plum's deck, and I think this is probably the spiciest, if not one of the most spiciest deck at the tournament. I was very impressed. He played a Verdurn Enchantress deck with the the errata pro white pro red, and he ran 4 Verdurn Enchantress, 4 copy artifacts, 3 Mana Vortex. Now his win con was Mana Vortex Land Equilibrium, or at least one of his. Does he have another win con? No, I don't think he does. Black Vice, sorry, and black in combination with Black Vice, to kind of lock you out. And
only one land EQ. I wonder if you only had one, because I feel like you'd want 2 in this list. But go ahead with the rest of the list.
Yeah, the rest of the list is 3 Paralyzed, 2 Dark Heart of the Woods, 2 Fast Bonds, 2 Sylvan Libraries. I mentioned the Land Equilibrium, 4 Vice, 1 Tutor, 1 Icy, 1 Orb, a Regrowth of Soul Ring, 2 Crumbles, a Brain Geyser, the Power 9, Library of Alexandria, and then a whole bunch of land, 2 strips, no Mishras.
We call them factories. Andy calls them Mishras.
Sorry, I don't know why.
But yeah.
I grew up, whatever.
Well, you
Well, you call Mishra's workshop a workshop. You don't call it.
Yeah, it's a workshop. Right. You omit Mishras. It's called a factory. Everyone says factory. I hate it called Mishras.
I'll tap my Mishras. What the hell? What am I referring to? There's no other.
A factory. Swing with factory. No one's a swing with Mishras. Terrible. It's terrible. It's not good.
Right,
do a sideboard.
I'm gonna revoke my old school card.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought this deck was great. I thought the use of, and I don't know if, there's so little, nobody's played Verdurn Enchantress in a while, but correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Vortex and Land Equilibrium has been put in that shell. I think the Verdurn Enchantresses have been taken out of Verdurn Enchantress deck before they even made it to that point. So I played against him first turn, and he did his thing, and he just locked me out. And I basically waited it for a win con before.
So this is talked about at length with Enchantress decks. What is the critical number
of enchantments?
So
he has 3, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. I feel like that's good.
With the Time Twister, so
Yeah, I feel like that's fine.
It's a well thought out deck.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a powerful shell that he jammed the upgraded Enchantress into. So yeah, I think I do agree with Andy. Overall, if Kevin had gotten his deck list in on time, especially placing 27th, I believe, in the event. Really, really sweet list. Probably deserved better.
Yeah, no, and Jared agreed with me. I told him about it, and after the fact, and he didn't know about the deck at all, and he looked it up, and he's like, "Oh my god!" So I'm glad he did get a prize after the fact. But awesome deck, and sideboard, a bunch of mazes, Hercules Recall, Energy Fluxes, Control Magics, and yada yada yada. But I love that synergy. I love that synergy and a different way to kind of solve the puzzle of Enchantress. And he told me he was, playing around with it and gave me a nice unlimited. What is it? Keldon Warlord. Before we played.
Yeah, you had a little chat with him later on.
A little chat, and so it's nice guy.
Yeah, so we'll pop that in.
Ninth place. I think that. That's his. Okay,
yeah,
so we got a nice little black mana battery.
And again, Jared Miller, what a great TO. Like after the fact, did like an extra spice prize for him because he didn't enter his deck list soon enough. He got a sweet stamped Yeticon stamped black mana battery. Very 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 cool of him to do that.
Pretty good. There was an orb flip contest
So this
at
is the
this
thing.
event.
It was anyone who wanted to participate could get in on the orb flips. I had missed myself 2 on the day, and I didn't get to flip my orb a lot, so I was that not confident that I didn't participate, but Andy did. So go ahead, Andy, speak on that.
I did. No, it's just from my understanding, I actually found us out about this at the event, and the way it works is they have an orb flip contest every year. The winner then decides what the rules are for the next year. So I don't know who won last year, but the rules for this year, and I don't even know how the rules changed from last year to this year, but we started off flipping. Everybody flips at the same time, and as you miss, you get eliminated. So you just keep flipping, and then at some point the flips get a little harder. So you have to stand up, and then you have to get on your chair, which I gotta go on record as saying I think I invented that.
Andy,
Katz,
Andy
Ben
and
Katz,
Katz at LobsterCon had
Ben
got
Katz and I invented the standing up on your chair orb flips to quicken the orb flipping. Like if 2 people can flip orbs really well, you're gonna be there forever. Nobody wants to be there forever, so you got to take it up a notch. Stand on your chair and just keep going up until somebody misses. So we ended up doing that, but you still had to flip from the same height. It doesn't make any sense to me. You stand up on your chair and then you flip from a foot. Anyway, that threw me off. So I got eliminated after a little while. But was it Noah Channing who won?
no 26-year-old Noah Channing.
This new generation, man.
Yeah, yeah.
This new
What a
generation
guy!
is.
But like this young buck walks in and outflips everyone.
Yeah. I think but that was fun. It was a fun little change of pace, and then did that. That was before the prizes were announced, I think.
Yeah, and again, speaking to the Yetis and Jared's level of care put into this event, like this swag and the like
No.
the amount of stuff that was like handed out was absolutely just insane. The prizes were all incredible, and what was really cool about it is all of the places got their own envelope, which were kind of randomly packed based on how you placed.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I really like the way he did that. Like the prize, we walked in and there was a bunch of black envelopes with like skulls painted on it or whatever, and they were numbered 1 to 64. You didn't know what was in them. And we were told that they were randomly inserted with a personalized prize. And basically, if you came in 13th place or 14th place, you'd get envelope 13 or 14, and you'd open up and you'd win. So you didn't know what you were going to get, which I think was great. I think was awesome. And Jared also gave top 8 card prizes, as is the traditional practice, but I think that just the envelopes would have been fine.
They would have been. I had to say, I was a little disappointed that we didn't do
goodness.
Listen, if they're going to add anything, I do like, and we do this out on the East Coast, is like everyone brings.
Oh, the community card.
Yeah, you bring a card yourself to join the pool that everyone signs.
I mean, you had the Yeti. He gave the Yetis out.
Yeah,
have them now. You ran around. You stole my pen, and you ran around the room for like 10 minutes having people sign.
Yeah, but
sorry to interrupt. Just sign my card.
Yeah, but I got pretty much everyone in the room very, very rapidly, and like that
takes the place of the community card, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, he did give out what were his top places.
But anyway, getting back to this, the envelopes we didn't know what they were until they gave them out, and basically what he had done is he had sent the card. He had purchased a bunch of cards, all art from Kev, all of Kev's art, I think, of different editions, like
They weren't. No, they
Foreign
weren't.
black bordered.
They weren't just Kev's art. So like he picked the cards that they had errated for the event.
Oh, okay.
Plus-
So they had
plus Kev's
Enchantress.
artworks. So all of the
Death
cards
Lace.
that were in this pool were basically Keldon Warlord, Verdurn Enchantress, Personal Incarnation, Dwarven Demolition Team, and then Death Ward, Death Grip, and Tooknir Deathlock.
Yeah. So he had taken all those cards in different versions of them, like revised, unlimited, foreign black board. I got a foreign black border Death Ward. There were some betas in there, and they were all signed.
CE as well, yeah.
And actually also the 30th anniversary, whatever. There was some.
Oh yeah,
some
yeah, it was 30th anniversary.
So, and those were signed. And
every one of all 64 places, they were all signed by the artist.
And then he had them. He encapsulated them into like a kind of a BGS type case with a custom label saying what place you were in, and Yeticon, 2024, Death Store, Denver, Colorado, all that stuff, which was really nice. I thought
super cool.
It serves as a keepsake, and coaster. And I really liked it. I got the information he got the cases from Etsy. So he worked with the guy or someone on Etsy, and he had the cases and the labels printed out, and then he just put everything together. So I'm going to take, Jared, I'm going to take that idea, and I'll probably do that at a future tournament of mine. But well done.
Jared did auction off the 10 envelopes that weren't given out.
Yeah, you were being a crybaby.
Yeah, I was being a crybaby. Listen,
you did not like the prize that you got.
I came in 35th.
Very ungrateful.
With my ill-advised Stasis deck, and I got a revised Death Grip.
That's what you get.
Yeah, I
play Stasis. That's what you get.
That is right. I deserved it. But so he did offer up the 10 unused envelopes at random. Or you could pick the number you wanted. So I donated $25 extra to the charity, and I wound up getting the beta Keldon Warlord.
That's sweet.
Is super, super sweet. I think they all wound up selling. And just again to speak to the charity level here, Jared wound up raising, I think somewhere in the vicinity. It was between $6,000 and $7,000, which was doubled by a benefactor. So like he raised almost $14,000 for Wounded Warriors, which is just
crazy,
incredible,
crazy. Yeah. Hats off. Jared Miller, member of the Rocky Mountain Yetis and organizer for Yeticon 3.
I think we're on round 5.
Yeah.
I should probably know that, but it's been going good. I think it's been running smooth. We had a bit of a late start, but I mean, you want to make sure everybody gets here, everybody has their place. We get everybody paired. I think it's been running smooth.
Now, this is my first time here. I didn't get a chance to go to the first and second one. I think it's great. Has it changed from the first or second Yeticons to now? Is it the same vibe? Is it different? I know obviously it's grown, but anything else that I've missed out on or that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, over the 3 years, we've grown from 26 people to 34 people, now to, I think we had 56 or 58 actually show up. We had 67 register, so we had a fair bit of attrition. I think there's a bit of a seasonal flu going around, so we had a bit of some drop off there. The venue has changed, so the last 2 years we did it at a different brewery. It was a lot more family friendly. This one's a little bit more selective, a little bit more niche, if you will, or niche.
This has probably gotten the prize for the most metal old school Magic the Gathering tournament I've ever been to. Yeah. So I don't know about you, but
we're gonna need some Advil after this one. There's a bit of a we're controlling the volume as much as we can on the music. It's a good spot. We have a lot of space. I don't think people are too crammed. We're not going elbows to elbows too much. I think Simon here has a comment on that, maybe. But
venue is fantastic. I love the venue.
Excellent.
Venue is great. Sizing is perfect. Yeah, would come back. Venue is great.
Awesome.
Was there anything that you wanted, like expectations that you didn't get a chance to do this year that maybe we might see next year if you run it back, or something that you're happy that came through, or anything like that?
I'm just happy that people are here and having fun, honestly. Like, that's what it's all about. I think everybody got here safely, healthy, happily. Simon's going to be a little tired after this. But honestly, the only thing I would add to this, which I tried to do, was I had made a Wheel of Fortune. And
yeah, I saw pictures. Where is it?
Well, last night I was working on it and I broke it. I stripped all the screws out of the middle of it and it just fell apart. And I'm not a carpenter by any means. I would need to recruit my dad for that. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Yeah, I saw pictures of that. I didn't.
The only person with Wheel of Fortune built.
I thought it was.
Slanfan has built a Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, I thought it was
there's
the
an
first.
event. There's like a Rotary event this weekend, and I think there's another event in Europe as well. I think there's a couple of little small events in Europe. But I saw a picture of a Wheel of Fortune that he built.
Okay.
Which is it was pretty big. Like it was in the back of a car.
Okay.
Like pretty big.
Yeah, mine's
Looked
a
cool.
coffee tabletop.
Yeah,
I did
that's
a full
awesome.
coffee tabletop.
I don't think there could be too many Wheel of Fortunes.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I think more Wheel of Fortunes the better.
And was that
Conquisters.
and was that going to be part of the tournament somehow, or how is that going to work out?
The point of that was to basically just raise more money for the charity, like $1 or $2 a spin, and do something with drawing up to 7 cards. And if you hit certain things, you discard, with in theme with the actual card. It just never came to fruition, and it fell apart at about 11:40.
Literally
last night. I was just in my garage going, fuck. So,
were you testing it and seeing if it was sturdy enough? Is that what happened?
Yes, and the screws just did not hold up. So
Too much spinning.
And I didn't think bringing it here would be a safe.
Safe thing, yeah.
Safe thing.
Man loses his finger. On
Somebody
Wheel of
might lose a
Fortune.
toe or something. Yeah, a 20-pound coffee table lands on their toe. So it's back to the drawing table in a sense with that one. But the theme is death or metal or heavy metal or whatever you want to call it. I really think what's going to be the kicker in this event is the placement prizes, and it's the one thing I have not spoiled. I don't think to more than one person.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
So there's 64 placement prizes. There's probably going to be 54-ish people that actually place. You will all get a unique prize. It will not be the same as anyone else's.
I'm loving.
Matter if you're first or 64th. It doesn't matter if you're a spike or a spicer. It doesn't matter. I kind of randomized it, kind of pushed some things left and right. I can't reveal a whole lot much more than that, but it will be something that I hope you hold on to and remember. And you say, "Oh, I remember that event. That was cool."
Well, I already love it. I love the idea. I think individualized prizes that are random and unique.
Everybody
is a great idea. I wouldn't even. I mean, if you place in the top 8, you're still going to get another prize anyway. I saw the things. I would have even got that far. I would have just been like, here, these are 64 prizes.
Top Spice gets 8 prizes as well.
Yeah.
Right.
If we have 8 spice decks, I still need to go through the spice decks. That's what round 6 is for.
You can skip mine.
I mean, round 6 will feature the. We're outside.
Bad recording
Yeah,
outside.
I almost died. Yeah.
Round 6 will feeter the first place matchup. Whatever. It's probably gonna be Will
Me
McGran
and Don.
you and
just
Don.
beat Will. I just
Oh.
beat Will.
Oh, this news just in.
5-0, 10-0.
Okay, that's news.
5-0-10.
Interesting.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That's impressive.
Okay.
All right.
I have not looked at your deck, so that's curious.
Blue white flags.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well, there
Nothing
you
new.
go. So
Mahamodi.
you'll be in the finals with whoever that is.
Don, I think.
Don Perriano.
Yeah.
Champagne. Okay.
LDB. He's on LDB.
Excellent.
Yeah, you heard it here
That's
first.
that's really exciting. So we'll do that, and then we had pretty much spice the previous 5 rounds, which I think is awesome because it was some really creative stuff. So yeah, it'll be a good time.
Awesome. That was great. Prizes were great. At this point in the night, people are quite drunk,
Even for
and
not
admins included. Do you want to talk about the artists? We talk about the artists. I'm not really an artist person, but
I'm much bigger on.
Did you get to talk? I talked to Kev for a little while. Like I just we just chit chatted.
I did.
I just wanted to be like, hey,
Jared did have both Dan Frazier, of obviously Mox fame,
renown. Yeah,
plus many other cards, and also Kev Brockschmidt, who shockingly only did 4 cards in the alpha set. The aforementioned Warlord, Enchantress, Personal Incarnation, and Dwarven Demolition Team. And I had my set of unlimited Enchantresses, Beta Warlord, and an unlimited Personal signed by Kev. Talked to him for a bit. Apparently, he does like handyman work or like home renovations on the little island he lives in the Puget Sound. Super nice guy. Didn't get to talk to Dan at all.
he struck me as somebody who doesn't really do either many signings or really is in the fantasy space anymore.
Who's that?
Kev.
Kev. So Kev still does like cartooning stuff. I think.
I think he does. He does like for, I want to say children's books or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think he has a site. I want to say it's Kev's Comics.
Yeah.
He does all sorts of cool like cartoon versions of the cards he did for Alpha. Also a guitar player, which I am as well, so that appeals to my sense of romance. Which is really
So
really
he's got a lot. He's got some stuff going on. And again, I don't think I asked him if he's doing, because some of these, from my understanding, is some of these artists have stuff in sorcery or maybe have kept up. But I asked him about it. He said he doesn't really do that much anymore. He's got other things, but he's a super nice guy, and he took the time to chat with a fan. So I didn't really talk to Dan Frazier that much. He's always, because he's so popular, he's always like, there's all these people around him and stuff. So that was cool.
He was mobbed getting like Moxes, doing Mox altars.
But he had a great time. He was really
loving it. Yeah.
You see that group pic, he's like lying down on the table.
Yeah.
I was like, please do not fall. It's the last, we don't need a broken hip here. This is bad.
So anything else about the event, Andy, that stuck out to you apart from how incredibly run and adorned it was?
No, I think this is good. I stayed until we both left the next day. I stayed a little longer, stopped by the Sorcery Event, trolled them for a little while, and that's about it. I think it was good. Well done.
Yeah. Again, having no interest in actually playing sorcery, I had to leave early the next morning to get back home, so did not get to participate in that. But apparently, they all had a great time. Again, I think, don't remember how many players they had, but I think it was more than half of the players that played the old school event also played sorcery. So I hope they all had fun playing this game that neither Andy nor myself care about at all.
Awesome. I don't know if this format's going to take off, or it's going to be played anywhere else, but.
So what are your thoughts on the mountain rule set with two strip?
It was two strips. I think it was fine. I think I did not get stripped out. That granted, I was playing 2 Blood Moons, but I didn't feel like I was getting stripped out all the time. I did not have to play against early Library of Alexandria, so I got lucky from that perspective. But to me, it was fine. I think 2 is probably the right number. And
what do you think about factories? You think factories should go to 2, or are you good with 4 factories?
That's a tough one.
Sorry, Mishras.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Ultimately, it's probably fine as well. It will for the game. I mean,
doesn't it open up brew space?
It does. Okay. It's not an auto include. It gives you more space. It helps your mana out a little bit. It's probably better for the game. I think we just have to try it out and see. Maybe there'll be some 2-pack rules tournaments or something, and we'll find out. But we'll figure it out. I don't know. I think it's fine. I know people have big opinions about 4 factories, and you just got to draw more factories, and that's the person who ultimately usually ends up winning the game. But I thought the format was okay. I don't think that Mountain Yeti, although I didn't see that many Mountain Yetis, is too powerful at 3-4. I think
I don't think
Terror
I didn't
was
see,
huge.
I didn't see any lists that tried to abuse Mountain Yeti. I know Andy was
No,
absolutely horrified by it.
I was scared of it. I thought it was like, what am I gonna do against Mountain Yeti? Oh my god!
I love it at 3-4. I also like playing Gauntlet of Might, so I think that definitely adds a lot of value to the card. Plus the Pro White and Mountain Walk, so it was I was kind of surprised to not see any decks kind of like utilizing Mountain Yeti as a tool to win games. But I dig the rule set. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, but one thing we did get to experience was a lot of the guys, Jim and AAA anti Alpha 2 Alliances post match. So I got some games in with both Simon and Noah Channing, and you got to play some games as well.
I did get to play AAA. I think it was. I think it's super fun. I brought like 4 decks, and we played at our house, and then I played against a couple people there. I think it's super fun. I got to. I won some nice cards.
Any memorable games you played against, or any like sweet decks or anything like that?
Did I play against? I played. I remember just the offhand what I can remember. Simon was on a kind of like an aggro burn list. I believe.
Atog, yeah.
Oh, is this like faux pas? Should I be talking about other people's decks?
It's
AAA.
These are anti decks. No one cares. You can't do anything. You just accept play them. So yeah, it's probably fine.
No, I know that. Yeah, like 40. I guess for 40K, there's a lot on the line.
Yeah.
So you don't really talk about it.
Yeah, that's why this is like a lot more.
Okay, sorry if this is against the rules, guys.
No.
So anyway, he was on an aggro build. We played a couple games. He won one. I won one. Got a sweet Mox Emerald strip mine. He was not too happy about that. And I think I gave him. I think I may have given him a like a dark ritual or something. I don't know what I gave him. And then
I also played against Simon. He absolutely he rolled me up and smoked me game 1 just by like and I think I wrote it on his card, which might be I think Simon might put it on his blog. I wrote on the lightning bolt. He went like turn 1 like Mountain Soul Ring like Vice, and
oh
then
my god,
play like Onk
yeah.
Stone Rain, it was
over.
So
it's over.
And he wound up winning a bolt, which I wrote all that. I wrote the actual game on because there were so few turns that I wrote all the plays he made.
Yeah.
On the card, and then he won a pyrotechnics off me in a slightly better second match. And I played Noah Channing, who won the orb flip contest, and he was on like a red-black, like Necro build with like Sedge Trolls. And we actually had some really fun matches, and I actually did win a Jeweled Bird off of him, which I don't know how I feel about Jeweled Bird.
It's pointless. Like it's worth more than the cards you're trying to save. I mean, sure, okay, maybe if you thin out your deck by 1 card, I mean, fine.
I feel like
whatever.
Well,
I mean, if you're playing ATOGs, maybe, but
I think we're doing it to the end because Andy and I need some kind of ammunition to move this forward. So I think we're going to talk about this at length, probably in our next pod.
But fine. I did.
You don't have to wrap it up. I'm just
saying. I'm just thinking. I'm kind of thinking about the games and everything. I haven't put any birds in my deck. I don't know because whatever. But the other game I play, another game that I remember, I was playing against Tim Moran. I know Simon's jealous because I got to play against him and he didn't. But I introduced. I think he had some ATOGs out, and I'm playing. One of my decks is a mostly green kind of Thala deck. And I play the stuff that makes creatures, and I introduced him to the card Misfortune, which is a reader. Look it up. And he took I had like maybe 3 or 4 4 creatures out, and he had 2 ATOGs, and I'm like, I'll cast Misfortune. He's like, what does that do? Nah, 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 nah. I'll take the minus, and he put -2, -1, -1 counters on his, and I gain life. So you basically get to choose. You either put -1, -1 creatures on your opponent's creatures, and you gain 4 life, or you put +1, +1 counters on your creatures.
I was sitting next to you guys when you were playing that game, and
It was great.
it was kind of funny when he
was
played the
great.
card. He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty good."
that's pretty good. That sounds pretty good. So it was awesome. It was good games, and I like. Yeah, I like the format. I got a lot of decks ready to play. Hopefully at a tournament
So
soon.
I think
We'll talk about it more some other
I think
podcast.
I think in roundup, Jared and the Yetis, stellar job, awesome event, super cool swag. We forgot to mention a few things. Like he had like custom like metal counters made for this as well, for like the death counters, which very few people use, but like they're super sweet. And like he just went above and beyond. They auctioned off some original art pieces by Kev Brockschmidt, which raised like tons of money, and then arranged for like the the donation money raised to be doubled. He had a huge raffle. There were like tons and tons of raffle prizes. Like it was just like they put so much work into this that it was so worth the trip, and really awesome event. So just like kudos. It was awesome.
Okay. Let's do. Do you want to try this fun of one of thing real quick?
Yeah.
Let's do
So
it. So
go
this
ahead.
is a part of the podcast where we go into the fun of one-ofs. And these are cards that we've been kind of trying out in some of our decks that might be like a Miser's whatever, and what our top three Miser's whatever card, just something to throw in there to see how it works out and
Listen,
spice things up.
Yeah, we all see the same piles over and over and over again. Even just adding a card that yes, there's like 150 playable old school cards, but like every once in a while, just add some flavor, but also kind of add value to your deck as a fun of one of is sweet. So here's our thoughts.
Okay, so the first one I have here is Candelabra.
Oh well, yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's the one that I've really liked. I think it has a lot of utility.
Candelabra is one of the cards in old school that, being someone that joined kind of late on and had to pay an exorbitant amount of money for these, I have a place at +1 for singleton decks because Candelabra, you could almost put in any.
Well, you
deck.
like to play Candelabra decks.
Yeah, I
which
like
is
Candelabra.
different.
I like Candelabra decks, but as a fun of one of, it gives you so much value with factories or mishras, as some uneducated people will call them, or Library of Alexandria, Mazavith. Like it has insane amounts of utility, and it's so unique to the old school card pool that it's worth picking one up just because it is a sweet thing to put in like almost any pile. It also helps fix mana, which like mana in old school is terrible. So
Yeah, I agree. So think, well, yeah, like you said, it is expensive, but it's definitely up there. The other one I have is a card that I love and I want to try to always make work is Kismet. Kismet, especially an early Kismet. I mean, people will say late Kismet sucks, doesn't matter. Yeah, but an early Kismet, man.
Early Kismet is a
So
very,
good.
very powerful, very powerful tempo card. It's great against the ping gins. It slows your opponent down for sometimes.
If you can Lotus Kismet first turn, I highly recommend it.
Playing this in my stasis pile, I can tell you that if I got an early Kismet, it was very oppressive, like very oppressive. Super cool card. I think if you're playing any kind of tempo or control deck, it's one you should think of as, again, a fun of, just because like you don't understand how powerful the card can be until you've actually smashed it on a board, and your opponent's just like,
wow,
crap.
This sucks. And then they're like, their land Mox, Lotus. I'll sack the Lotus. Wait. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's tapped. It's tapped. Or
Kismet,
I'll
Kismet, Kismet.
I'll play my Chaos Orb and I'm gonna activate my. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's tapped. It's tapped. It's tapped. So
Yeah, that's a good point, right? Chaos Orb comes into play tapped.
gives you a chance to respond. Uh, I'll play my my bird. I'll play my jewel bird. Nope, it's tapped. Can't use it. Can't use it. Can't use it.
Don't think anyone's going to be putting Kismet in their anti decks, but
Might. I don't know. It's
It's-
not that. I mean, it can't be that
it's-
expensive.
it's at point. But yeah, great, great card. But again, not super powerful. Do you want to build a deck around it? I don't know. I don't know how
Probably
you would, apart
I don't
from Stasis, maybe. But just again, until you smash one down and see how it can like really mess up your opponent's plan, it's quite good.
I
Yeah,
think
anything
I think we can't do a fun of one of discussion without mentioning the ultimate fun of one of
Oh boy.
Four Spike.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do it.
I mean, we're probably beating a dead horse here. I know
Everybody knows, and probably a lot of people do it. Already.
Mano's talked about this at length. Having the main deck for Spike forces, pun intended.
And I feel like Avoid Fate is there too. Like Four Spike / Avoid Fate.
yeah,
So like
that's
the classic.
it essentially has the same effect, right? But like, yeah, you're now playing the mind games with your opponent for them to have to play around it all the time, whether you just have one in your deck or you have four or you have some number in your main deck and some in your sideboard. Definitely an awesome card to try. I mean, yeah, if you draw it later in the game, is it going to do any good? Maybe not. Probably a case for Armageddon decks. Force Spike, pretty good.
The last one I have for now is Animate Dead. How do you feel about that?
I feel like, yeah, no, full agree. I feel like it sees a lot of play in reanimator decks, and it doesn't really get a lot of love otherwise. But I think people undervalue it with the amount of
removal. It's like
well, yeah, but also if you're playing a deck with 4 hymns in it, like
yeah.
you if you grab a fatty turn 1 or turn 2 off a hymn or two, or like an early like turn 1 turn 2 mind twist, like Animate Deck can get you just like insane amounts of value,
or just like normal combat casualties, just Animate Dead or whatever, like your trike, their earn them, their whatever. I don't know. I just think it has the value.
A 3/4 Sarah Angel that wasn't in your deck that is now beating your opponent's face is also pretty good value for black 1. So yeah, I full agree. People should be trying it out. Super sweet.
That's all I got for now. I don't know if you have any that you want to mention, or we'll just.
I thought of a couple and a little more creature based, and some of these will appeal, maybe to your sense of romance, Andy. But black creatures specifically, I feel like Hell's Caretaker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Don't see it in a lot of lists, but as a mid game card, number one, it. Like you have to deal with it, right? Like if your deck is even remotely built around it, or even if it's not, it's a thing you have to deal with. And if you can't, you're going to get value with it. For black 3, 1/1 to sack creature to just bring a creature back from the graveyard is really powerful.
Yeah, and hopefully it's forecasting goes, so you've drawn out some of their removal on something else.
Right. Yeah. So he's towards the top of my list, and the other one, which I just played to literally no effect recently, but I
none of these cards are actually good. Let's just
no. But again, that's the whole point of the segment, right? Fun of one up. But the other one is the Wretched from Legends, 2 black 3 for a 2/5 on the ground, which like not terrible value. But he also gains control of anything he blocks or is blocked by. So again, you get value with him with Maze potentially, but also like that's not a thing you want to attack into if you got dudes on the ground. So I don't know. Give it a shot. Put it
I
in deck.
think, yeah, I think is tough to deal with. 2/5 is big, and it'll stop a lot of creatures on the ground. It should have flying, but whatever. Art fail.
He's suffering the whippoorwill syndrome of a
Yeah.
thing with wings that doesn't fly. If he
Yeah.
Dude, if he had flying, that card would
Forget
be
about it. It'd be like top 10 card, top
yeah
10 creature.
yeah.
It'd be
But
insane.
encourage anyone, especially was he reprinted? Did
Who?
he get reprinted in Chronicles? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Well, even if not, like the card's not expensive for a Legends rare, so recommend anyone playing black decks just jam one in there and just see what it can do because it's definitely fun to play and your decks are boring, so make them more exciting.
All right. That concludes our fun of one of skit. All right. I think we're good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this has
stop.
been a pleasure.